met you probably a year and a half ago. I did the show with Shane one time.
Boy, Shane, your brother.
Shane's my brother.
Even CNBC and all these guys.
He's actually doing Mile High Living right now, so I got the
besides
AOC, the one you like.
God, I'll never fucking live that down. I'm starting not to like her. I'll admit it. She's too. I mean, she's like. She doesn't even, the shit she says is stupid. No, you're right. I started reading on.
I used to do radio commercials a long time ago when we first started.
Right.
Well,
but I haven't done any of it since.
You mean, well, the media really made money too.
Anything?
Every once in a while, I've done a Mile High Living.
So you're not Shane.
No, I'm Jason.
Education.
You guys are not twins. You look alike, a lot alike.
Who's the twin?
The question
is, he looks a lot like Shane.
We're not twins, but the question is, who's the youngest, who's the oldest?
Oh, you are brothers, though.
Yeah, we are brothers.
I didn't know you even had a brother here.
Yeah.
How come it's your first time in?
I've been one other time, a long time ago. But Shane usually does the marketing stuff.
You guys aren't running anything with iHeart right now, are you? Just with us, or are you? I don't know.
I am not quite sure what we're doing. Shane's over marketing, so I don't think we are.
I think he cut back on virtually everything but us.
Yeah.
You guys do good for us. I mean, we do good for you. It's
a good ROI. It's been good. It's been good.
We have this other guy on there. He's a pretty cool guy, but he's a one-man show. He's got one van.
Yeah.
And him and his husband, he's a gay dude, do 149 or 129 whole house.
Does his husband work with him?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep, they go out together.
I didn't know.
Only on the weekends, though, because he's a school teacher. You know, he doesn't work for.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. No, I've met him both numerous times. But man,
what's the name of the company?
He's the carpet doctor.
Oh, I have seen that thing.
But he's just
no competition.
Yeah,
it's just him. It's whatever he can handle.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
It's funny though. At one point, he had 4 vans and employees. And he just, you know, whatever happened, it didn't work.
Got tired of dealing with
employees.
Yeah.
So basically, he went to this model, and he's been doing it a long time. And you know, he can never compete with guys like you.
Yeah. The hard thing about that is I just don't know how you do that forever.
Boy, when you go, going on vacation and shit. Oh, you mean physically?
Just physically, it's just there's going to come a point where you just you can't push that wand around anymore.
That's true, man.
So,
right. He's got a weird looking thing that does. He showed me that video thing of it. It's not the pad, you know how
it does a steam extraction, but it's rotating.
Yeah.
It's like an RX-7. No.
You guys were out at my house. No, you guys use literally wands.
Yeah, it's a wand. Have we been out since we've implemented the new wand?
You guys were out at my house. I want to say January of 18. It could have been December of 17. So a year.
Yeah. So we have a brand new technology in our wands. It's amazing. Dries
What's
the carpet.
Better? Sucks up better.
It just dries the carpets faster. We have more control of the fluid. It's not just flood and suck it up.
Do any of them have a heating element, or nothing has?
No, the truck itself is heating that up. The van where the water's coming from, it's heated up to like 220 degrees.
The water?
Yeah.
No. I'm saying for drying purposes.
Oh no. Well, you can get fans or blowers that have a heating element. Yeah, you can.
But this new wine you have, just the extraction's better.
It's so much better. It cleans through the fiber better, and
so how much more water would you say it extracts compared to the old one?
Probably, I would say probably about an additional 25% more.
So it's gonna, if it takes 5 hours to drive, it's gonna take 3 now or 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's the biggest complaint we get on any carpet cleaner is. It's been 24 hours and my carpets are still a little damp.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
They're under the impression that an hour later it's going to be cool.
Right.
But if you have really thick padding and shit, it doesn't matter, man. Yeah. That shit's going to be moist for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we try not to get the backing and the padding. You got to avoid that. So
our carpet,
keep this off for now until my first sound.
You can't. It's got like a rubber backing. It's called LifeProof from Shaw. You literally doesn't go into the padding.
It's a moisture barrier padding.
It's the best shit ever.
It's great for pets.
That's why we have it. That's why we have it.
It's great for pets. It doesn't get into the padding.
Nope. And it comes clean. like this 20-year warranty, which of course,
Sure.
after 10 years, I can't imagine having the same carpet, but who knows?
Well, in my house right now, the carpet's been in the home almost 20 years.
Wow, so, well, yeah, you own a fucking carpet cleaning company.
It's 19 years.
Would I be able to tell, or is it looking new?
I mean, it's got some worn air, but it's in pretty good shape. It's in good shape. We're not thinking about replacing it, so yeah. Yeah. You keep the sand out of the carpet.
The flooring stuff now is crazy. This LVT they have a new waterproof LVT. I mean, it's better than wood. It's better.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, and to make your life just a little easier. If you're just tuning in, I've been in Denver radio and TV for years. Well, I retired from full-time TV, but I've been here like 40 years fighting for you. Media with a purpose. So if you're new to town, welcome. You can find out all about me at referralist.com. We got a lot to talk about. We got a guest today we'll talk to in a minute. Let's talk to Kathleen. Kathleen stayed at Howard Johnson. Oh, I didn't even know they still exist. What a name from the past. I used to love going to Howard Johnson and getting fried clams. I'm talking 50. I was a kid 50 years ago.
They were more known for that restaurant than the hotel part of it.
You know what? That was right. And they had Sundays and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, before I bore the hell out of young people who say, who's this dinosaur? Let's talk. Kathleen, what's happening?
Hey, Tom. This is Kathleen.
Yes.
Would you like to hear this story about the Howard Johnsons?
Yes.
Okay, so I checked into Howard Johnson's, and it was on February 4th, on a Monday. And it was rather late at night because I was in the process of moving. So we just had gotten done moving that day. And so I checked in, and she convinced me to stay the week versus just one day, and decide a weekly rate, which I did because she offered a discount. So I signed up, and she had me sign additional paperwork. Well, I got down to the room minutes later, and it was horrible. I mean, it reeked of smoke. It was a non-smoking room. There were cigarette burn holes on all the bedspreads, the sheets.
There's nothing worse, by the way, than that sickening, stale tobacco smell.
It was, yes.
It's kind of a sweet, sickening. Anyway, so what happened then?
Okay. So besides that, I mean, the lampshades had these disgusting white gooey stains on them, and I'll just let your imagination.
Yeah. Well, I can't even imagine how you get it up there, but okay.
Right, and then there were sticky substances all over the wall.
Oh!
The furniture, the cabinetry, the TV, everything was in disrepair. So I asked the manager, whose name was Jennifer, if I could get a refund. If nothing else, just stay there one night.
Oh, for sure. Now, I would think, if nothing else, at least the rest of the week. I mean, it's not like, this is some hard and fast lease, or was it? Would they let you out of the 1 week?
Absolutely not.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Was there anything in your paperwork saying no refunds whatsoever?
Unfortunately, yes. But
Wait a minute. But it seems like no loss, no foul. If you pay for the night you're there. But, for example, let's just say, okay, I'm here on Monday. Now, why would you have to charge me Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Now you say...
Maybe she bought through Hotwire or Priceline. Maybe
No,
she
did it right there. She did it right there, she said. Well, she was right in the lobby. So, and then, okay, all right, worst case scenario. I get it. You blocked out the room, and now no one else can get it. Okay, how about then Monday and Tuesday, and let me have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? They wouldn't let you have a penny.
No. I called the corporate office, actually. And the corporate office was very nice. They said, if the room's not satisfactory, we'll give you a refund, but let us put you on hold and contact that hotel. So they put me on hold, contacted the manager, and she said I could not get a penny back. She was very nasty.
Are these locally?
Wyndham now.
Are they locally owned?
I think they're owned by Wyndham.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Yes to what? Locally owned or Wyndham?
Yes. Well, it's part of Wyndham, but it's a franchise.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So they told me, although they'd like to give me a refund, it's a franchise owned by this individual named Lee Don. They gave me his phone number.
Lee Don?
Yeah, it's Lee, and then it's NGOC, and last name Don.
Contest the credit card.
NGOC, it doesn't matter. Go ahead. What happened then?
Yeah. So anyway, they refused to give me a penny. The corporate office then stated they wish they could help me, but due to it being a franchise, their hands
I
were
would
tied.
contest the Tuesday through Friday, and I wouldn't contest the first night. It's your fault you didn't check the room, but I would contest Tuesday through Friday. I want to know this: what ended up happening? Quickly, what happened?
Oh, you wouldn't believe what happened. It was actually through Sunday. It was an entire week.
Wait. Did you stay there then?
Well, I had to. Because
No,
I'm moving.
Kathleen,
Yeah.
you didn't have to.
Well, then I'd lose my entire money.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, you're saying you would, but it was on a credit card or not?
Yes.
Debit or credit?
It was a debit card.
All right. So maybe you have a point that if you went somewhere else, you may not have had enough debit. I don't know. How much was debited for this stay? Total.
Well, you wouldn't. Well, do you want to hear the rest? And I'll tell you.
No, but first I want to know how much was the entire week?
Well, they charged me $908 total.
Well, okay. I'm asking, did you know when you signed it, it was $908?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Was there a price on it when you signed it?
Right, $458.
There was a total price on the thing you signed that said $458.
Right.
Well, then, okay. I'm going to let you tell the story, but here's the deal. I'm going to tell you the bad news right up front. If you stayed there the whole week, every night, I can't fight for you to get your money back. I may be some kind of an adjustment because you said you were promised $458. It went to $908. So continue your story.
Okay, well, it's not the price of the stay I'm contesting. Although...
It's not the what you're contesting?
It's not the price. What they did afterwards.
What did they do afterwards?
Okay, so it was $458, the initial price, right? And I sucked it up, basically. I was tired.
You sucked up the what? The $458?
$458.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
Room.
Then what?
Okay, so upon leaving, when we were checking out, I was, searching for all my belongings, and I had dropped an earring, during my sleep, so I was looking under the bed. So behind the bed, when I reached to find my earring, I found this huge pile of used syringes, needles, drug paraphernalia.
My God, did you take pictures?
Yes, I sent it to your...
I need those photos. We need to post them. I want to do a social media post.
What the hell did they say about that?
So what did they say about it?
So I went up to the front desk, and I talked to... His name was Lee, and I wonder if it was the owner. I said, you wouldn't believe what I found in the room. I'm checking out. There's this huge stash.
Yeah.
I mean, big stash.
Yeah.
Would you like to come back to the room and look at it?
Now, I'm going to ask you to do something, and this is going to be very difficult for you, but here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I don't want to talk about process, movement, chronology. I just want to talk about substance. What did they say? Okay. What did you say? I don't need to know about you walking back to the room, stopping along the way, tying your shoe or anything like that. So what happened? What did they tell you?
Okay, so they refused to come back. I said then I would contact the police.
Okay.
So I checked out.
Did you contact the police?
Yes.
And what did the police do? I don't think there's a crime there, but who knows?
Right. They asked me to bring it down to, it was the Wheat Ridge Police Department.
Oh, you picked up the stuff and gathered it?
Yeah.
Okay. How many actual syringes?
I sent you a picture. There's a whole bunch. I didn't want to touch them individually.
Didn't come in.
We don't have the photo. Do you have the photos, Daphne? You don't have the photo? Suze is off today. Suze, hope you're having a good time.
Dan would have had it. She'll be here any minute, but Dan would have that photo as well.
Yeah, I don't see it. What did it come in under?
Let's not do that here. Let's do that off the air. Hold on. I don't want to go hunting right now. Kathleen, just wait until we get the additional information. I want to know the bottom line, though, Kathleen. Bottom line, I want to know you were charged $908. There were syringes and all of that. Now, you do understand that those syringes and the horrific conditions still do not negate the value of staying there.
That.
So what do you want right now? This is what I want to know, because I would be so pissed off.
Oh, I am, but that's not what happened, though. That's not the end of the story.
Oh, my God.
Okay,
What is
but Kathleen, that's what I'm asking you to do, is tell me what the end of the story is. We'll work backwards.
Okay, quickly, the end of the story is, after I left, she retaliated by charging my credit card $450 additional dollars.
That's what brought it to the 908?
Yes, because she stated I damaged the room.
Oh, my God.
And she actually said she came and videotaped the room. Now, come on. Really?
Kathleen, hold on. You got a good story. Hang on. We got to call this place. We got to call the place right now. Mark, I think you ought to attack him right now.
I'll call him.
And
real
maybe
quick,
go over there.
Real quick side note, though. Ready?
Right.
They operated 1,000 restaurants in the 60s and 70s, even into the 50s. The last one closed last year. Guess where it was? Lake George, New York. That's probably one you've been to.
That's right. That's exactly right. Lake George was one of the vacation spots for the Martino family. And not like it's the Caribbean, but man, did we have fun there. 303-713-8255.
Would it take a while for her to get what it was? And she said she got charged like 100 here, 100 there, 100 there, 50 there.
Once in a while,
I need
not
the
once in
ad.
a while,
I
every
need.
break I do
Call
like a live
John.
spot.
Do you have the phone number for that, Howard?
No, I just
So,
finished
when
forwarding
you
the
hear
phone, so I only heard the
This
email.
crap, I need her name.
On the-
Just get the info, and I'm going to call over to Howard.
Okay.
Or
When that
leaf
stops,
blow on 6th
that means
Avenue
it's
and
likely
Lakewood
to
as
rise.
well. The weather forecast.
Somebody stop
Showers
talking
likely
this
on and off for the rest of the day. Chilly, a high of only 22.
I need her first and last name. I need her first, last name, phone number, the date she stayed, and the phone number over there.
Hey, how?
At Money Tree, we stand for great customer service, and that's what we deliver. We offer installment loans up to $1,000.
I'm ready.
Stop by a Money Tree branch today. Mobile
There was a
loans
restaurant
are
around Lake George.
Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. Let me tell you what I love about Ideal. First of all, they do credit optimization. Most people are satisfied just to get you approved. But they go further. Even though you're approved, they might say, hey, pay this credit card by $20 or so, or shift a balance. Why? Because they know the algorithms and what will improve your credit. In addition to that, they have the custom term loan. You can pick any term you want but still get the lower rate instead of going back to 30. Whatever term you want. The rate guarantee is if rates go down for any reason over the next 2 years by just 0.75%, they will refinance you free of charge, and you get that guarantee over and over. They have the pre-approval, which is like a cash offer, and you're absolutely approved. It's not just a qualification. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000.
I should have done right to it. Don't be that person that says this after ordering your remodeling.
So that's what I mean. We'll be doing like one of those.
Okay, folks, Dan Zucchini, you have done right kitchens and baths.
Do you remember a restaurant up around Lake George, or if you're going from Lake Albany to Lake George, is how I remember it, on the way, that had a big bear out front that they could talk to you through? Had a ginormous bear, like a big grizzly bear, but it actually had a speaker in it. I mean, does that ring any bell at all?
Yeah, it rings a bell, but honest to God, it rings a bell, believe it or not. Yep.
Well,
and I don't know.
Yes, but I'm here to tell you that preparation, installation,
Why'd you come to Denver?
are exactly why
Why'd you leave New York?
you'll be able to join those that say, done right,
Well,
did right.
there was a long trip in between.
Whether it's kitchens, baths, floors,
Perfect.
replacement windows and doors. As always, you have
So,
our word with
I went
get done right.
through job opportunities.
What is it?
From upstate New
Remember
York,
that
working for a
Melinda
newspaper,
stuff
then
that
they
called back and
down
stuff
to Florida.
When the
pharmacist told me
that
that my prescription would cost me $89
A few stations between
by
that.
insurance, and yet I still couldn't afford to
About
pay for
4 minutes
medicine
forward.
or doctor's
See, or what
We emailed out her.
Then to
Just got this
North
report.
Carolina, over to Denver, Colorado.
check prices.
So it was just job moves. You know, in those days, if you made a little extra money, you would move.
Shop around for gas prices on everything.
She needs to get us those photos. If we get the photos,
So I started good.
I want to see the photos before I call over to this place.
Off retail prices.
GoodRx compares prices for every prescription drug at CVS, Walgreens,
Give her help.
and thousands of other pharmacies. We offer free coupons that help get you the best deals.
Last year, GoodRx saved Americans over $2 billion on their medications, and we'd love to help you too.
Did you ever go up to the dumps around there and feed the bears, watch the bears come around at the dumps?
Find the best price.
My grandparents used to bring me up, and we'd park at a dump, and these bears would come right up to the cars, and it was cool as shit.
But RX is not insurance. Savings average 65%. Savings based upon 2018 prescription retail price without insurance.
You started a DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The Y in DIY doesn't mean, why is this so hard? At ADT, we DIFY.
She's sending them to help right now.
We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your
I
hand.
wonder if she did screw up the room.
Smart security, designed and installed.
If they had video, I'm dying to know what they're saying.
ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information.
The whole
Contract working? Your contract working?
I think so. I usually don't.
Customization presented by Liberty Mutual.
Is that one not working?
No, you customize.
You doing okay? How are you stuck?
Why can't go?
Oh no, mine says it's up.
Why
Hold
can't
on.
I buy Neapolitan ice
Yeah, right there.
without sugar? Can I just have the chocolate and vanilla flavors I'm comfortable with? Do people even want to?
Oh, this one's going to be good. You're right. Lorenzo.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Oh.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual.
Man, they went from I think Denny's is the next one that'll be gone. They went from 1,000 restaurants down to 0. These people get in these companies, man. They fucking don't modernize. It's crazy. 1,000 restaurants to 0.
Tom Martino here, 303-703-TALK. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. In one weekend, he had more than 130,000 people tune into a listing I had. That's how proactive he is, and he does it for everyone. He is the best of the best. 303-920-1622, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Our call screening went blank, so just where were we? Where was Kathleen?
Kathleen's on line 2. Hold on.
All right, I'll take her. That's all. You don't have to write her. Now I need everyone else. So, Kathleen, here's the bottom line. This woman took revenge on you, and she charged you an extra $400 or $500. You're up to $908. Obviously, you're going to contest the charge, right?
Yes, I reported it with the bank already as fraud, but she's trying to state there was no retaliation.
Well, it doesn't matter. You didn't destroy the room. I mean,
Not at all.
so is your bank siding with you?
Oh, I don't know yet. They have to have like 10 days, but I haven't heard from them since.
What bank do you have? What bank?
U.S. Bank.
Okay, I don't know how they'll react, but I do know this, that that charge you can contest, and if you want to reverse it, you can. And it's up to your bank. Your bank has to support you, and then if that place wants to come after you, let them come after you. How much are you protesting?
This is what happens. They're $450, but everything that followed it, there was an NSF charge because all my other things that came in.
Man, these people suck.
What are they claiming you damaged?
They claim, okay, they said I damaged this cabinet where the TV was. That's huge scratches.
Yeah. So listen, who's going to call over there, by the way? Were you going to call over there?
I am. I want the pictures before I call over.
So Daphne's going to work with you off the air to get you how to get us pictures the right way. Hold on.
And we're going to put them up on our Facebook stream.
Now, our guest today is Zero Res of Denver. Jason's with us. Jason Karen, one of the owners, Zero Res of Denver. They're carpet cleaners, and they use water. I know people say, well, what the hell? I can use water. Anybody can use water. Your kids can crawl on this floor afterwards. By the way, the carpets are the biggest air filter in your house. And this is an informational thing on this show. You know, people advertise all the time, and we have the best of the best on the referral list come on the show from time to time to talk about what they do. So Zero Res, Jason, thank you for being here. And we'll be talking about the process. When I say water, I mean it, but water that is empowered, they call it. And we'll seriously talk about it, because a lot of people have questions about it. And, you know, we're used to seeing soap, we're used to seeing emulsifiers and different things. What does it mean to use water? So we'll talk about it. 303-713-8255, Norwood. Norwood? I love the name Norwood. What is going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I just wanted to call and ask if you guys could help me with, I purchased a brand new LG washer dryer combo from Costco. Costco had it come out and They came out and installed it.
They're usually pretty darn good, man. Costco on stuff. Now, when you say Costco came out, they, of course, have affiliated contractors.
Yes.
Or vendors.
Innovel Logistics.
What's that?
Innovel Logistics actually were the contractors that came out for them.
NVL?
INNOVELL.
Okay, Innovel. Gotcha.
And so everything looked good. They left. I'm running a load. My house floods, or my RV actually. I have a high-end fifth wheel, like $120,000 fifth wheel, like an really high-end fifth wheel, and it flooded.
So is this where you live full time?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it stackable? Not that it matters, but I'd like to know.
No, it's the all-in-one.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, those are cool. The all-in-one where you, for people listening, you put it in, it's a wash, it drains, it spins, it then turns into a dryer. Very cool stuff. Anyway, it's an LG. Now, when you say it flooded, okay, talk to me. What happened? Where did it fail?
Yes. So apparently somebody and now LG will tell you that they do not use staples in their warehouse. Apparently, a staple was put through the, and you have video of this, put through the actual drain hose, not the hose that I connect, but the actual drain hose that's mounted permanently to the washer.
Yeah.
And so that staple, it's under really high pressure.
Yeah, I understand.
So it absolutely flooded this compartment, which then flooded into my bathroom compartment.
Right.
And,
well, that's pretty. Hey, that's pretty straightforward. Now. So it would seem to me, now listen, if it was faulty installation, they would have some kind of insurance, or they would be liable if they were negligent. If it was something on your end, your homeowners would take care of it, or whatever insurance you have for the RV. But this one is going to be hazy because obviously the installer didn't do it. It's not their fault. It's not their fault at all. Whose fault is it? That's the problem. You're going to have a problem finding fault, but I do know this. Costco ought to step up and take care of you and then worry about who's responsible. What is Costco doing? They're usually a pretty good outfit.
Now, I love Costco.
So what are they doing? Let's get right to it. What's Costco doing for you?
Costco's concierge service helped me out tremendously.
What are they doing for you? Did they say, we are going to pay for the damage?
Not yet. They put me in contact with a representative from LG who handles their damage, like claims department in New Jersey. He had agreed to pay for everything. I had to get 2 estimates. In the process of getting those 2 estimates, they asked me to send photos. After I sent the photos, he says, we're not paying for it. That's a staple.
Well, which means what?
Well, it means I then call Costco. Then Costco tries to help me again. And then Costco spends, I mean, this has gone on for a month.
Are we talking about one of those big copper-looking staples they use to assemble boxes when they're shipping?
Now, I don't have the staple, but I have the holes, and it does look
Where's the staple? Where's the staple?
I didn't unpack it.
Where's the... Well, then how do you even know it's a staple hole?
Oh, it looks like a... I mean, I'm halfway intelligent. I can see it looks like a staple hole.
No, wait a second. I'm sorry. What makes the hole a staple hole, and why did they say it was a staple hole? What is so obvious about this hole that makes it a staple?
Oh, no, I have said since the beginning, it looks like a staple hole. But
Norwood, who... Why did you... Why? There's a hole. Why do you assume it's a staple hole? I mean, that's a logical question. I assumed there was a staple in it.
No, but look at if you look at the photo, you'll see it looks like a staple hole.
Okay, where is the photo? Do we have this photo?
Yes.
Okay.
And you have video also.
I want to see it. Mark, do you see it's a staple hole? Here's the deal. That part of it is weird. Calling it a staple hole, why you are literally painting yourself into a corner. You are minimizing, you are actually leaving it open for them to say, well, we don't use staples. I would never do that. It's like saying I was injured by a rock that flew up from a tire when it could have been a stick, or it could have been, I mean, it's just weird. I would say, look,
This was delivered defective, period. It has a hole in it. That's it. I mean, why limit yourself and now let everyone argue over who's using a staple? I mean, I'm just talking to you now. It's just a weird thing. So what I'm saying is this. All you know is that it had a hole, but now you got them all concentrating on staples. I mean, it could have been in the manufacturing process. It could have been anything. Norwood, listen, I know what you're saying. You're hurting yourself. So now they say they're not covering it, okay? What does LG say?
LG says no because it's a staple.
No, I need to know exactly what they said in writing.
Yeah. Oh, well, LG actually told Costco, and Costco informed me verbally. This was about last week, about Thursday, that LG will no longer be representing this because, or taking care of this because, after seeing the photo, it looks like a staple hole. Therefore, they're not responsible because they do not use staples. Therefore, it must be Costco or the delivery people's fault.
Okay, and I agree. I agree. If it's a staple hole, which everyone seems to agree. Mark, did you look at this? You didn't look at it yet?
I'm looking.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to look at it and get back. Hold on. All right? We really need to figure out what is going on. Just wait.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW. And
I can't really hardly see it.
It's just a hole. Okay. Can I see? Wouldn't a staple hole have two holes?
This report is
Let me see this damn thing and why people say, oh, that's a staple hole.
Where is it? The highway should be in pretty good shape. Right up to speed from Thornton.
Get a close up of this fucking hole.
Here's a picture. You can't really see it.
Petty Boulevard.
So
225.
There's two holes.
In Aurora, no delays.
I only see water coming out of one.
I mean, those are, I guess those are the metro area.
Right now, cocaine laws is on the I-70 corridor.
I think those two.
But there's not two holes. Ask him if, but look, water's only coming out of one hole.
A high of only
Come on,
pretty
right there.
Light snow in Denver at 14. With the traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 630 KHOW.
That's it. It's only coming out of one hole. You can see it right there.
And household essentials, all from stores you trust, in as soon as 1 hour. For exclusive offers and more, visit ship.com.
Did he say he was a full-time?
Hold on, turn it on again. Full-time living there.
If he's full-time living there, he probably has covered.
Granite or solid surface or any kind of countertop.
First of all,
it's not a direct importer. He can save you money. That's for sure. He can get you great prices. And you know how confident he is. If you take some photos and give him some measurements, just coming prices over the phone. The only thing
as soon as he turns it on, it's flying out.
Use, you know, custom edges.
I would say that is a fucking nail. It could be anything. It's not a staple hole. It's a hole. I mean, why the hell? We can all agree.
It's a hole.
It's a hole.
All 30 spots. For the fact
you gotta take that Lorenzo. He's still up. That's gonna be a good one.
Okay, I want to see the drug needle for weeks. We got
on how complex, and he will give
so Lorenzo is the one where his wife called and she said she kicked him out with 3 kids.
The nicest
and
one of the greatest.
He's got another side of the story.
7 days a week, and he does the whole.
Tell Lorenzo we really want to hear his Bonnie story. We are so careful to be fair to hang on. We had Bonnie on. We had Bonnie on. Remember? Yeah. Now this is weird. These look like those.
30 seconds. Fuller Law 30 in 30 seconds.
She found all these. What is this thing in the
end? I don't. That's a great question. So she told me she just reached behind there and there we go. I don't think they
20 superstars.
Guys,
under one roof here in Las Vegas.
Where'd our guy go? Did he leave?
He went back. Tickets.
Okay.
Our star-studded lineup is happening right now.
If you've been injured, especially in an automobile accident or in any other way, and you think someone else is at fault or you're not even sure, here's the bottom line. You need information. So where are you going to go? Who are you going to call? Well, I'm going to tell you that John Fuller, Fuller Law, has taken on this mission to help people free of charge in the beginning. That means you can ask any question you want just to make sure your rights are not violated. And then if he represents you, it's a percentage of what he collects. 303-597-4500, Fuller Law.
Attention, this is a money-making opportunity. Are you interested in making active and passive income each month flipping real estate tax liens? Then listen to this. The ProSource Tax Lien Company.
She's just so bad about telling stories.
Educational videos.
This is a diabetic setup. Yeah, that came
case. I'm sure that's what she put.
I asked them, are they new or used? Oh, they're used. They still have the caps on them and everything. A drug dealer's not going to put the cap back on.
Why do you assume that she put them in this weird bag? What is that weird bag? That looks
I
like
don't
a
know.
needle.
She never said that.
Actually, why would, I don't know, what is that bag?
She's like pulling teeth to get stuff.
Is it a fucking cooler?
Here's the point. The woman still should be overcharged.
Sure, oh, absolutely. The damage.
Well, unless if she truly did the damage.
A free smartwatch just for attending. Text quick to 72,000. That's quick.
They're pissed off because she called the cops on this bag of needles.
Now, individual results.
Yeah, but we get calls about drugs all the time, and here's the deal.
I was shocked how much that room was. $450 for a fucking Howard Johnson.
For a week. Tell you the Wally House is an addiction.
Okay. I thought they're like a $29
No, about $70 a
charge. So you can ask any question you have about addiction. For
Is that your choice?
No, I looked at
we ever leave shit there on the bed?
That's Jason,
Shane's brother.
The Shane's brother. Well, I heard her say Jason, and I'm going, oh my God, he's calling Shane.
It looks just like him.
They look similar, but not.
Oh, they look very much.
Where the hell have you been?
I'm leaving.
So, did you take your sister to the airport?
No, I went to McLean and Shelbourne. I mean, acting all the way across here and all the way across here. Did you get the pictures from her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did they say they wanted
I was looking at Kathleen sometime.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I've already sent them 2 more. It's been crazy. I mean, I'm getting questions through referral lists for Dennis.
No, but so you think they'll do the trick?
Yeah, but they won't. They don't do the grafting. That's completely different. That'll be out of my pocket. But they'll do the once all that's said, they'll do the actual veneers and whatever else. You follow what I'm saying? They don't do grafting. That's a specialty, man.
Hey, before I go down, now that I'm leaving, this is so Kathleen, Howard Johnson, Master Dave. That is the Howard Johnson's number.
Thank you, dear. Bring up another one when you get a chance.
I'll call. Perfect.
Coffee?
When you get a chance.
You got it. I love this guy.
I'm Tom Martino, and I thank you for being with us, Zero Resident. We'll be talking to you shortly. And if you have any questions on carpet cleaning, even if it has even nothing to do with this method, just call. We can discuss it. Okay, we got a couple of problems here working. One, Howard Johnson's. First of all, she said the room was deplorable, disgusting, all of that. When she complained, the manager, what would you call it? Retribution, charges an extra $400 or $500, saying you did damage to the room. It sounds terrible. We don't know how the room was, but we do know we have photographs of the syringes. Very interesting. We'll get to you on that, okay? So we also have a guy on the phone, Norwood, and he said, LG washer and dryer, brand new, installed by the Costco vendor, and his fifth wheel that it's installed in, a luxury fifth wheel, was flooded. A lot of damage. And now LG won't cover it, and he's going to now look to Costco. And I want to say something. That does not look like a manufacturing defect to me, and I can see where LG would say they're not covering it. However, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that indicates it's a staple hole. It is not obvious. It is not even close to obvious, because a staple hole usually comes in 2s, and even if it was 1, it would enter and come back out as a curl. Staples curl. Unless it was the end of a staple that was put in straight, and if it was put in straight without a backing, in other words, they staple a box, boom, 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 and it did not have a backing, then it would be that kind of staple, and it would just puncture it in one spot. That could happen. However, whenever you see damaged people, don't define damage. Don't limit yourself. Don't let someone have an out. As far as he's concerned, there's a hole in the drain line. He didn't put it in there. It was installed. Now he's screwed. What were you going to say?
Well, I'm shocked since he's a full-timer. He didn't have a full-timing RV policy, which is much
well,
like
how do we know?
Like a homeowner's policy.
How do we know he doesn't?
Well, I would assume he doesn't, or else he would have turned it in.
Let's see. Norwood, do you have insurance?
Absolutely.
Good.
Yes,
What's your deductible, Norwood?
$250.
Then you should, and by the way, that's too low of a deductible, but you should turn it in and let them subrogate against anyone they want.
I called recently, and you put me in touch with Century RV, which I want to give a shout out to. They were really great.
Good. Good.
I had damage from wind recently, and I called in, and Century RV gave me the actual price that it would actually take to replace the awnings, and Progressive did come back and and pay more for that. But the reason why I bring this up is because I don't trust Progressive anymore.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm afraid, actually, when he came out to do the wind damage, he seemed more concerned about figuring out a way to devalue my RV than to help me. I don't trust Progressive Insurance.
Well, it doesn't matter if you trust them or not, Norwood. You have coverage. We can help you if you don't feel you're getting a fair settlement. But why are we going to make this argument when you can pay $250 and get it done? I mean, that is what you need to do, and let them go after the faulted party. This is not going to be charged against you. I have to tell you, I would go to my insurance. Sure, you don't like the idea of these guys skating. Neither do I. But you want to know something, Norwood? It's going to be too difficult to find the responsible party. It is. It's too difficult. You have a $250 deductible. Go with it. And don't tell your insurance company it's a staple. As far as you're concerned, it's a hole. And if you have a concern about getting a fair settlement, you talk to us. Okay, so what is empowered water? We talk about zero res. What is it? If you had to describe it in a sentence, what is it? Jason. You got to turn the mic on there, sir. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You got the button? Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, you got it, bro. I mean, this is like this. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
All right. So powered water is water that we use. It's an alkaline water that acts.
What makes it alkaline?
Well, it's a process that we do at the shop. It comes from the tap.
Okay.
It goes through a water softener.
Okay.
And then it goes into what is called an electrolyzed oxidative machine.
Okay. And that changes the chemical makeup. Well, maybe
right.
Not the chemical, but the physical.
We actually produce two waters. One's acidic and one's alkaline. And that alkaline water is what we used to clean with.
Okay. Why does alkaline water clean better? And I've seen, by the way, on the internet, there's all kinds of industrial uses. The alkaline, I guess this is a well-known thing, that water, when it's alkaline, is a really great cleaner.
Absolutely. Even all your detergents are alkaline.
But you guys didn't invent this process.
We did not invent this process.
But it's wonderful. Why don't more people use it?
Well, we have the Zero Res has made it a proprietary use, or they use it for.
Do you have a patent for it,
they
or
do.
does Zero?
A patent for using this water, and so only Zero Res can use the powered water.
Can I, when you clean my carpet, can I get a bottle of it?
We can give you some water if you'd like.
Do you ever do that for spot treatment? How long would it remain effective as an alkaline water?
The bee water
shelf life
will stay alkaline for weeks.
Cool.
So you could use it to clean your countertops, windows.
Very cool.
All types of surfaces.
303-713-TALK is our number, and that's Jason. And by the way, that guy gave some kudos to Century RV. And we would be remiss not to give out their number because someone just asked about it. They are, the one he went to for the service is at the 119 turnoff to Longmont, okay? That's the service one. And then they also have new and used up there. And then they have a showroom west of the city, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. That's the indoor showroom for new and used. So if you need them, it's 303-453-1111, CenturyRV.com. I just wanted to make that programming note. Whenever people mention someone, they say, who is it? How do I get them? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, Lorenzo has a story to tell. And it deserves to be heard. Why? Because we want to be fair. And I'm going to sum this up. Lorenzo, your wife, you're in the process of a divorce. Your wife calls and says,
Lorenzo got a restraining order and got me kicked out of our marital home. This is a home that was acquired by both of us during our marriage. He kicked us out, me and my children. Now, he is the stepdad. He's not the biological dad, but still, she wonders how the hell this happened. And the way it happened was he had a restraining order first, and he was living outside the home. Then he announced, according to her, I'm coming home. And so, technically, according to our family law attorney, Bonnie Shields, she could have said, I'm standing my ground. While I cannot have contact with you, I do not have to run from you. And that's a well-known fact. Unless you're, if you're simply somewhere and somebody comes, and it's not like someone with a restraining order can keep following you, making you move. So the theory is status quo in a divorce. She's in the home. Why did she leave? Well, she left. And now she can't get back. So that's the groundwork. Lorenzo, just as far as that part is concerned, is that accurate, that part of it?
That is actually like a twisted story of the actual truth.
So okay, where is it wrong as far as just what I said, not your background and all the details, but where is the basic story wrong?
The basic story starts with when I contacted her attorney, because we can't have physical contact together.
Uh-huh.
And I told her attorney that I needed a place to stay because I've been homeless for the last 3 months.
Right, and you shouldn't be punished, right? But then...
And I'm also paying for the mortgage and every bill in that house.
Right, okay.
So I'm homeless paying for all of these things. And
right.
It got to a point now where I needed a place to stay.
Okay, you hold on now. Okay, we just hold on. I want you to have more time. So hold on, and we'll get your side of the story out. It's only fair.
After this, can you get me that line?
Do I need to push on every
This
time?
report is sponsored by
Do I need to
Glenwood
push
Springs.
on?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You
you
should
area
told
wide
that.
open at this
You
time.
turn it on and then turn it off.
On the highway
It's
off.
great. You do your own.
Did you want to do the live
If
now?
you don't have to say something, then you turn it off. Say something.
Yeah, about
You
40
know,
seconds.
just leave it on. Yes, we can run.
We're done.
25, I-70 up to speed.
It's not. It's so informal that it does go on. I just hate over and over again. I hate the audience hearing it. I don't mind telling you. You didn't know.
So that Melinda said she was paying the other bills. He was paying the mortgage. She was paying the
30
other
seconds.
bills. So
Fix it
he's saying
24/7.
I want to make sure, just as a program, I always want to make sure that our guests are fully instructed on turning the mic on and turning it off. Volume.
Update from Glenwood Springs.
Sorry.
No, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but even if they come back a second time, and a third, and a fourth, and a fifth, because a lot of people don't know.
This afternoon, with a good chance of savings at visitglenwood.com.
Fix It 24/7 will find any problem in your home for just $39. And sometimes it's the hunting for the problem that takes the most amount of time. And for $39, that's it. They'll find it. You get a full written report. If you decide to have the work done, they credit you the $39. If not, no harm, no foul. You just pay $39. So, no risk. FixMyHome.com. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Why is a nose called a nose?
This is just one of the hard-hitting
You got 4 minutes.
moments of the Ron Burgundy podcast. Available to download or play on iHeartRadio.
Man, things move fast. Yeah, especially with now they have these live commercials. He does a lot more live.
Free iHeartRadio app. Listen to episode 2 right now or download for later.
Now we
Ron
got a
Burgundy
little break.
podcast. Already one of the most listened to podcasts.
Sorry about this. Got me a little fluttered there.
And like I say, that's just sometimes.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak
I
languages?
didn't even hear you at
Because
first.
they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning
But your
technology
headphones are okay?
speaking
Yeah,
right away.
okay, good.
Whether
Now the
you're learning
volume,
Spanish,
does that?
French,
Yeah,
or
that's for your headphones.
best of all, you'll remember what you've learned. I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way. Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be
A lot of times we
confidently
get little.
in a new language within weeks.
Like say you would have come on, we could have had you up here a little. Well, you were right here. You were here plenty of times. I don't know why they just don't know.
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free.
normally call and set these things up.
BABBEL.com or download the app to try it for free. That's Babbel.com.
I should have had done right do it. Don't be that person.
This is the other thing, people don't realize these debit cards are bad freaking, it's hard to get money back on a debit card.
No doubt.
Simply put,
We've had to go through Wells Fargo for other things, even a debit card, and we were able to get stuff for those.
Really?
Wells Fargo's really good.
Yeah,
fighting for the customer.
no, it's the only thing, it's a debit card, they take the money out and it's gone.
Yeah.
Now it's put it back in and stuff, whereas credit card, they have the.
Can I just have the chocolate and vanilla flavors?
Dispute the charges?
Yeah, you're right. Credit cards, there's a safety net there.
Between the classics.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
But if the hotel was as bad as
why are you staying there?
Pardon me, Daniel, I emailed you Samantha's number and her friend who owns the vehicle.
Yes.
The why in DIY doesn't mean why is this so hard. At ADT, we DIY do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand.
So what is your title? What's producer? Or
no, I'm so Suzanne's the producer, and then Mark is co-show. I do the video and stuff, so video tech or whatever. Well, but then I do the
protection.
When you think about home loans, think ideal home loans and the help they can give you.
We want to work with affordability and what you can make as a payment every month so that you're comfortable and in something that works well for your situation.
A lot of times if we get these updates,
and his team at 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Help when you need it most. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 445 Ideal. Trade wars in an absolutely crazy 12 months on Wall Street. It's certainly been an interesting year for the economy, right? But if you think about it, the only thing you really concerned about is what happens in your personal economy. So how has that changed in the past year? Maybe it's time to talk with Brad Jenkins and the team at Jenkins Wealth Management Group, one of our sponsors here on
this one, it's not anything up there. I can try calling and get it on.
But it has to do with Lorenzo?
No. Lorenzo is his wife there, and what she had said to come on, she had 3 boys.
Mention my name, Dan
He put a restraining
and that
order
review
on.
will be
And then she said,
complimentary.
like after 30 days or whatever and stuff. Then he says, hey, I'm coming back, you gotta get out of the house. And you basically put your insurance
license in Colorado.
Bright Light Chiropractic.
He wanted to
Finally,
come on
a chiropractor that loves doing chiropractic adjustments. Dr. Mike Hederscheit, and it is a bright light in the community of chiropractic. He does what's called the torque release technique. It is a gentle adjustment using targeted, precise instruments that target a specific area and relieve the nerve, pain, and pressure. Bright Light Chiropractic, 720-583-40.
Hey Tom, within the dark, you're darker than normal, and you just don't show up as good, just let you know.
Ask Alexa to play
Well, how dark? Is it darker than normal? It is. Daylight? Yeah. I don't know, maybe that's it.
I hate a lot of.
I know you don't like those.
This is better than fluorescent, though.
Oh, yeah. It's just that you...
How about this?
No, not behind you. You don't want behind you.
Do that one over there, behind you. The one behind, no, that one over there. That's the least amount in the camera. Hey, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK.
303-713-82550. Rez is in the house with us, and we got a lot to talk about. Lorenzo deserves to be heard. So, as I said, his wife called and said, hey, he got a restraining order. I understand that. He was angry, blah, blah, blah. He's out of the house. I'm there with the 3 kids. And then he comes home and displaces me, makes me move out with the kids. I'm homeless, and I don't know what to do. And so it sounds like, oh, man, why would this guy ever do that, right? But he has a side to the story. He said, first of all, you know, they bought the house together as a married couple, but he's been making all the payments on everything there, and he said he needed a place to live. So, Lorenzo, continue, sir.
Let me just start off by saying, and this is the most important thing, is that I've been raising those kids for 8 years. I wouldn't want any sort of harm or anything to come to those boys. I would give them the shit off my back if I could. So for her to say that I just stranded them and left them homeless is just ridiculous.
But they are homeless, right?
Well, the thing about that is they're with their dads 50% of the time anyway, and that's who they're with right now.
Okay.
There's 3 different dads in the picture here, and they're with their dad. So she's claiming that they're homeless and on the street. And
well, yeah, she said they're with friends and whatever. So, okay.
She didn't mention that they were at their
Nope,
dad.
she did not.
And they're with their dads 50% of the time.
Okay.
And
what else? I mean, by the way, it must have been pretty serious if you thought you needed a restraining order.
So for the last 8 years, we've had a definitely rough relationship. She's very abusive. She gets crazy and just she blacks out and just does, you know, things like that. But the real reason I got the restraining order was I found out she was stalking me at my job and trying to find out who I'm talking to and what I'm doing. And then when she found out, really there's nothing going on, but she thought there was something going on with the girl that I work with, which was not the case at all.
Okay.
So she called me, sent me pictures, and was just going off on me.
Right.
And then she said she was going to kill herself, which is not a new thing for her. She's been saying this for years. So she even sent me her suicide letter and all of this, like, suicide talk.
And by the way, for those just tuning in, Lorenzo is responding to a call that was made last week to us by his wife, soon-to-be ex-wife. Okay, so Lorenzo, bottom line, you got a restraining order, and that was ex parte. So people listening, just know this: restraining orders are given out like candy. If you want to make it permanent, ex parte means the other party doesn't have to be there to get the initial temporary restraining order. To make it permanent, that's when you would need the other party to show up to defend themselves, or if they don't show up, they could lose by default. So Lorenzo is explaining what happened, and has it been made permanent yet, Lorenzo?
It has not, because I found it in Arapahoe. The Arapahoe judge wanted it to go to Jefferson since the worst case was.
That's what I heard.
Jefferson.
Hey, I got something, though. I wanted to contact you, and I wanted to mention something to you, and I'm serious now. It sounds to me like you guys, you know, you got some equity in a house, and maybe, you know, I just want you to know something. In times like this, anger gets out of control, and a lot of people waste so much time, energy, and money on lawyers and motions and just crazy stuff. And what I'm saying to you is, if there's any way, and I'm telling you this as I would tell anyone, if there's any way you and she could mediate this thing, oh my goodness, you can save thousands of dollars. And just sit down and mediate the damn thing. Do you think that's possible? Because she indicated a wanting to do that instead of, you know, you guys throwing money away.
Well, let me ask you a question about that.
Sure.
Would you say if I only asked for 50% of everything we acquired together in a marriage, is that fair?
It depends. It depends. Now, most courts would probably say it is, but I can't speak for courts, but I will say this. This is an equitable state. It's not a community property. It's equitable, meaning whatever is equitable. And sometimes that means you actually get more than 50%, you or her. But if you can hold on, I'll let you ask any questions, and we'll even get you answers and help you as we did her. I'm Tom Martino. We have a lot more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Adults who have crooked teeth and always wanted to deal with them, there is a way to do that. Dr. Kent Lawson has pioneered new orthodontics for adults. Straighten your teeth, widen your palate, take care of jaw alignment, help you
with TMJ. Stop sleep apnea with natural means in 2 years or less. Wait.
You think you get
fucking
fucking
mouthful of veneers.
my honey? I'm calling you right
TMJ 303-690-0.
Do proper teeth then.
303-690.
I'm gonna have Dan put on a.
God, it's snowing like crazy.
A home you love. Parkside Village.
Why do you say Dan?
For 55 and older. The worry-free, all-inclusive lifestyle that's luxurious, secure, and fun, like a cruise ship on land. Enjoy freedom down.
It looks cold as hell.
24-hour massage and ballet. Choose from 1, 2, or 3-bedroom
I can't
options.
find this restaurant, man.
Just
I used to love this restaurant as a kid, and it must be gone.
Look for your invitation to Parkside Village Retirement Resort in the mail, or call 720-214.
Well, they ask the zero
When you
res
look around your house, you see those window wells? A lot of you have those old
What is
broken down
mine?
window wells with that
We'll
cold.
put it up. We'll put it up here. What is it?
You just want to put in a new
$33 an area,
square footage.
unlimited
You want
number of
safe
areas.
egress. It's called an egress window or a window well. Denver
So
egress
basically
window.
4 areas would
New
be,
ones,
let's see,
they do
33
old ones and
plus
rebuild them. They
33
keep
is
them
66.
from the
66 times 2.
Denver egress window.
Wow, wait a minute.
Dot.
Okay, let's go 60 times 2 would be 120, but then I got to add The 3s.
Take away 1.
The 3, 6, 9. Oh shit, that's going to cross over to another 10.
Carry the 1.
How many areas are you talking about? 4?
If you did 4 areas.
So it's 133.
133. I don't think he's
132.
See, I knew!
We're testing you! Hey, what's an area? What's defined as
An area is a room of carpet that is no greater than 200 square feet.
200 square feet.
It can be less, but just not more.
Dan will bet you. Listen to this, man. Well, hold on. He's wrong on the fucking time lately. Let me see your shoes real quick. Oh, man, those are boots, aren't they?
Yeah.
He's not good at those, but will you do it?
Okay.
He'll bet you 3 rooms versus he'll buy you dinner somewhere, wherever you want, or give you a gift card to fucking Del Frisco's or whatever, that he can tell you where you got your boots.
Okay.
Inspector General's report that led to his firing.
Okay.
You got your boots on your feet.
3 rooms! Heads up! Bam! Rooms!
I got bamboozled here.
Your brother should have told you. Your brother should have told you.
He owes them fucking dinner too. That was great.
Who was also the mother of their 1-year-old.
If you knew how many lunches we were owed.
Yeah, you guys set that up well.
God, those are boots, I say. You walked right into it.
I did. I was just.
We got a barmaid at a bar.
What goes through your head when we're saying that? Are you thinking, oh, I bought these, there's no way
I
they
did.
never
I was
guessed?
thinking. I was trying to remember where I bought them because I don't know if I remember.
That's the other part we usually throw out.
You didn't say bought though.
No,
You
we
say
said
got.
God. Interesting.
Don't give it away. Interest. Now you can't use it. I've patented that. It's copyrighted.
I was in New Orleans one time, and this guy walked up to me and pulled that out.
All right.
33 years ago?
She and her husband recently discovered.
Really?
It's a pretty good, and usually they'll do it for like what, $5. So
Where
they're
is
shaking you
this?
down. It happened to him in New Orleans.
Okay. So now next time I go down, I'll be looking for that.
So this is how you can get them.
Okay.
Say okay. Get that. Say.
Wow,
They tell you got your.
you beat me to it. I
On your
recommend
feet, say,
Noxitril to every
"They're
guy
not my
that struggles
shoes."
with
They're my uncles.
on steroids, and Noxitril has a special 3-bottle offer.
The other ones you take up in a pool place. You take one of the pool sticks and you lay it across the middle of the table where the 2 side pockets are. And then you take the cue ball and you roll it, and there's no way it's going to go under. You can even kind of go up by the pocket and make it look like you're going to make it disappear down the pocket. You make it look impossible, but it is impossible. Then you bet them you can roll that pool ball under that stick without moving the stick. And they'll look at it, they'll try this, they'll try everything. And then they'll bet you, no doubt. And then you simply grab it, and you walk one to the table, and you roll it right under.
Make sure you can roll on the table.
Yeah, make sure it's damn it, I lost it again.
Damn. Put a hole in it.
Guess what we got? 3 carpet rooms cleaned for free. Instead of lunch, we bet them carpet cleaning.
Get help now
For the shoes.
And Dan, guess where he had his boots?
They got
They got me.
He felt so bad, too. He felt like he was bamboozled.
Yeah, we've never heard bamboozle before.
We've never bamboozled.
Negotiate the best possible settlement. Way better than you can do on your own.
Like brother, like brother.
They won't judge you.
I can't believe Shane didn't give you the heads up, man.
Oh, you got it to him too.
Oh, yeah.
Don't wait. Don't
So we owe you two tree area specials?
call now.
I forgot we probably bet him already.
That's toll free 844.
We tried to do everybody.
Did he give it to you? Did he give it to you though?
Online at
No, I haven't seen anything yet.
No, we've we got one guy twice. I forgot who it was.
You know what we're gonna get is what's his name from?
Tom got a guy once, but he stole it from us directly. But he said, "I know why you got your shirt on your back." He's kind of a hack.
So we did get a barmaid though.
We got a free beer that one time. That is true.
Get one free. Ground beef, white rice,
Problem is people feel so stupid afterwards.
and the guy like
As they should.
the
The guy from Plumline.
Get one free.
Plum line we got twice.
No. He hasn't heard it. I kind of set him up.
Oh, we need to,
Yeah, he's the one that paid Tom with that gift card.
over the taxes.
better now that they're on the raw diet.
They stole it from me.
I'm gonna have to call the plumb line guy.
Hey, no!
Hey, do you work 3 years of carpet cleaning?
Hey, we're not liking
First gets a $1,000 Del Frisco's gift card.
Close out deals on lighting, faucets, flooring, scratch and dent cabinets, and much, much more. From
$52.80 week, man. Great
Oh,
restaurants.
wait. It is this week?
It starts the 22nd, Friday, and goes for 10 days.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, bro.
Go right to open table and get them done.
Okay. Some people have to actually raise their values.
Yeah, McDonald's. Yeah, bring them in.
It's either, how do they do it?
No, that's a great deal.
This year it's either 25, 35, or 45. So like Dell, Shanahan's, they're all 45. And they're all 3-course.
They don't even let them have 52.80 anymore?
No, not that I saw anywhere. 45 was the maximum. Shanahan, Dell, Terry's are all 45. But some,
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, the longest running radio show in the nation. Still on the air currently with the same host, the whole thing. And we love what we do, helping people. I'm going to get right to some problems here. Our guest, Zero Res today, Jason Karen, one of the owners, he and his brother. Hey, we're going to talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. Let me just get to Seth real quick. He has some kudos he wants to give out. What is going on?
Yes.
Yes. What can we do for you, sir?
You're a hard man to get a hold of.
Oh, well, you got me now, bro. You got me now.
And I want to go on the air. I've never met you, but I did get the lead from your show. I went to Art of Granite.
Very cool.
Very cool. And I talked to Mitch, and I figured the best way to get a hold of Mitch my first time is that they open at 8:30. I would call at 7:30.
Yeah.
And being an owner myself, Mitch picked up the phone.
Isn't he a cool guy?
He's a cool... Tom, Mitch is not only a cool guy, but his whole staff and all the employees are cool. And they're top-notch trade people. What
that's
they do
true.
is incredible.
Right.
I was self-employed. I did high-end homes and landscaping, so I'm used to contractors. I just want to tell you, he was a jewel to work with. Jeremy knew all about cabinets and the granite. They put my wife, happy wife, happy life.
Yes.
I on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give him 11.
Wow, that's so cool, especially from someone who's in the biz.
Yeah, he's very punctual. He stuck with the price he gave me. There were no increases. I just can't thank
you. Seth, that really means a lot to me, especially because you held to tell us, and I do appreciate that you trusted me. And we love the people on our show on referrallist.com.
And please leave a review. Go to referrallist.com.
Yeah,
just
leave
type
a review
Art of
on there.
Granite.
Yeah. Now, Lorenzo,
wait till I give you the update.
We will. Howard Johnson's, Mark says there's an unbelievable update. So, Kathleen, hang on. And then Catherine, oh, my God, you have a warning that could save lives. We're not sure here, but, everything starts out as suspicion, right? You always hear people say, well, he was kind of acting weird. I mean, that whole thing with Columbine, these guys were so weird. She's got a weird situation. Now, Lorenzo, who deserves his time, he explained, look, I wasn't trying to displace people. I got a restraining order against my wife. She just was stalking me, soon-to-be ex-wife, and then he needed a place to live because he said he's paying all the bills, he has nowhere to go, and he has to keep his job. She, on the other hand, she has 3 kids, and they're with their dads. And so it's not like the kids are homeless. He said that it's just not as portrayed, as dire. And then I suggested, why don't you do arbitration? Or, not arbitration, but mediation. Why don't you do mediation? Mediation is where a lawyer, preferably, now anyone can be a mediator, but preferably a lawyer, and we have Bonnie Shields that does it, but you can find other mediators, of course. Now, they really don't represent either, but they lay out to you the options, and they lay out to you most likely what courts would do, so you don't waste time. You know what? Like you say, I want 100% of everything, and then she would gently say, well, normally you don't get that, and here's why. And then it helps you come up with a divorce decree or a settlement agreement that the judge is most likely going to approve. It saves thousands of dollars. So, Lorenzo, if your wife is asking, you're saying she's being unreasonable. If she says, I want everything, well, in mediation, instead of motions back and forth, in mediation, in 15 minutes, she'll find out why that won't fly. And it will save you a ton of money. That's what I love about mediation. Because if she makes a motion to do all of this, and then your attorney fights back saying it's ridiculous, then her attorney fights back saying, yeah, prove it, then your attorney points back saying this, and then the other one asks for a hearing, and then you wait weeks. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. Whereas you can go to mediation and the two sit down either in separate rooms or together, and the wife says, well, I want to start out by saying I want 100% of everything because of this, 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 and this. The mediator will immediately set them straight, and that's what the whole point is. Now, let's talk to Lorenzo, because he had some questions about mediation and about divorces, and we love to help people avoid all these costly mistakes. So go ahead, Lorenzo.
Yeah, you know, Tom, I agree with you 100% about that. And the funny thing is she was actually asking for 100% of everything. And I tried to explain to her 50% is fair. I mean, we can go a little off of that, but I started out with 50%.
Of course.
She wanted 100% of the house sale. She wanted $2,000 a month in alimony. She was just asking for the ridiculous.
Of course, and it doesn't matter what she asked for.
And I tried to explain to her that this is just going to make this process last longer. And either of us can afford that, especially with me being homeless, going from place to place every night. Like, it's not good for anybody.
Right, it isn't. So if you're willing to mediate, she's willing to mediate, you guys should get a mediator. But, Lorenzo, as far as this restraining order, that's up between you and her. But, man, it just makes things so difficult. But, however, that's perfectly your right. Now, what I'd like to suggest, obviously, you have to waive this for mediation. You do, and you have to clarify it, or let it expire and don't make it permanent. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying that's gonna take time and money, unless you truly feel your life's in danger. I mean, I think if you got into mediation, she sounds like she just wants to get a fair settlement. But like you said, if she asks for the ridiculous, she'll be told what's realistic. People, here's how it starts, Lorenzo. It starts at, you asked about 50-50. That's how it starts. Now, sometimes, let's say you had 5 kids with a woman. I know you didn't, but let's say you had 5 kids with a woman. It starts at 50%, and then you start looking at other ways to make that woman whole. Let's say she gave up her career and dropped out of college so you could finish medical school. That would be different. There are different ways that things are made equitable. But each case is different. But I have never, ever, ever, ever heard of one spouse getting everything. Ever.
I know one story you did tell me, though.
What?
The couple that basically had 200, 300 grand in equity.
They had equity and some savings.
And they fought tooth and nail because they were so...
They came out with nothing.
Butthurt, and they literally came out with nothing.
They actually came out with debt. Yep. So, Lorenzo, if you want... you know, I'm offering this. We can go to your wife and say, look, he's willing to mediate this thing. You guys ought to mediate. I mean, you know, we're not going to mediate it, but we'll help you. We'll help you.
Well, you know, we have a court date here in 4 or 5 days, and I'm hoping that we can get this all worked out there.
Now, do you have... Well, it's not going to be all worked out there. What the best thing in the world would be is if you go to... By the way, mediation is ordered in every divorce. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, but very seldom do people do it. What you ought to do, you've not had one hearing yet, right?
Nope, just hearing about the restraining orders.
And then you've had a settlement conference or not?
Nope, that's this one coming up.
Okay, but what's the first thing coming up? The one you just said. Is it a hearing?
Initial status.
Okay, a status conference. It's not a hearing. Is it? Is it before a judge?
No, I think it's... Well, I think it is the conference.
Do you have an attorney?
I do.
Does she have an attorney?
Well, we both have partial attorneys.
You really need to... Okay. This settlement could, I mean, this status conference is just a conference, and you're just going to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just telling you, you can even bypass. Again, you need to talk to your attorney, and a good attorney will tell you. You say to the attorney, I want to mediate this. Can we get a mediator and just go to mediation? And if she says the same thing, then you get to that conference, which can be done by phone, and simply say the two have agreed to mediate. I mean, and then if you want, I can help you. I can help you with Bonnie, or if you don't want Bonnie, go to one of the services. But always do this. Make sure your mediator is an attorney, in my opinion. Okay? Because they can better well write it up and do all that. So you decide what you want to do. I'm not going to keep you hanging on the phone. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So this woman said she went to Howard Johnson's. She found syringes in the room. The room was horrendous. It had a terrible, sickening tobacco smell. It was ugly. Then when she moves out, she gets charged an extra $450 or something on top of the discounted 1-week room rate. And the woman says, the hotel manager or owner says, she damaged the room. Kathleen damaged the room. Mark says it's an unbelievable update, which we're going to get to. Why is it so unbelievable, Mark? Give me a little tidbit.
You'd think I'd get immune to different sides of the story, but, I mean, either the hotel's completely lying, or a motel, I should say, or this woman's completely lying.
Uh-oh. We're going to talk about it coming right up.
Sponsored by
1 minute, Revitalize Health 60 spot. 1 minute.
For the most part, the drive time Mile High City is in really good shape. Off highway, a couple of crashes, one being cleared, MLK and Central Park. Look out for another crash at Broncos Parkway in Potomac.
I'll tell you, there's two stories completely apart.
Back out on the highway drive, it looks good.
Lady and stuff,
Coming up the
Melinda, his wife.
do a little bit of slowing on outbound Pena Boulevard between 56th and Green Valley Ranch. Once you get past that,
She said that she wasn't asking for everything.
Looking good, up to speed in that he was. Weather forecast. No showers likely throughout the rest of today.
And she said she was paying the bills besides the
Revitalize Health 60 spot.
Down to 8. Right now, light snow and 15. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Waxner. 6:30, K-How.
From a hot air balloon landing on a car to a load of concrete falling on one, we've covered it. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Have you written my farmer's truck fire insurance exchange benefit? It's available in every state.
On a serious note, it's called Revitalized Health at 470 in Kent Carroll. They do testosterone, estrogen, thyroid treatment through BioT pellets that are implanted, and that is the most natural delivery. And on a fun note, I call them the HormoneBros.com. No matter what you call them, they do serious age-defying treatments. They have thread lifts, they have Juvederm, they have all kinds of fillers. They have collagen stimulators. Give them a call. Revitalized Health, 720-361-2302, or look them up. It is called thehormonebros.com, thehormonebros.com, and you will find 3 brothers in this clinic dedicated to helping you stay young and vibrant. Thehormonebros.com. By the way, if for some reason I lose my place, which I didn't know where it was.
You've got that.
If you think I don't know,
we make people happy.
you might, if I go like this or something, just say 30 or 60, just that word, just 30 or 60.
There's only one way we'll reach.
I finally looked at it.
1/4 inch glued in there. Replacing kitchen, only custom built cabinet by our own people for a fabulous look. Bathroom, you can count on the tried and true done right bathroom renovation system. And windows and
Safe injection sites.
How about your 2 cents?
Peter says he stopped it.
Starts with a quality window or door.
Oh, did he really?
He's taking credit for it.
Didn't he go down to like Canada where one was going down?
He really did a lot on it.
Or him and so who's the guy, the afternoon guy too?
Our guy here?
No, not our guy.
Did you listen to any of it?
No, listen to something.
Did he send like video? Was it just a hellhole down there or what?
You gotta go. I didn't go look at it, but yeah, they said it was bad.
The Raleigh
a lot
House
worse
is
than
all
what
about
they said.
So basically, after they did it, everybody went there.
Yes.
All the bums.
And they were just selling outside. They were like laying on there, selling their old shoes, trying to get money for heroin and all that.
An information.
He said it was much worse than they ever
You
paid.
can ask any question you have about addiction. What signs do I
You mean the safe injection sites turned out to be much worse?
Much worse. So they started out with one, and now I think they have 6 in
What
the
signs
city,
do I
in Vancouver, something
What do
like
I
that.
do about
They said all around it and
approaching the
stuff
addicts
is just
in my life?
like a
Anything you want to ask, all the people we deal with
The real thing is the
their
businesses.
main deal is they don't know where to go, what to do. You know,
Yeah.
when somebody's diagnosed with
It-
cancer,
that
oh my God, what do I do?
business
It's
is
the
out.
same thing when
Yeah.
you find out someone's an addict in your
I had
life.
an argument with my neighbor,
Call this number and
Bruce.
ask any question you
And
want.
he said, well, they got zoning.
720-893-5559. No
Zoning,
obligation,
that's a
no
joke.
cost,
Yeah.
confidential.
They tell you where they zone it
Wonderful
at.
treatment addiction
But
facility.
I don't want that any closer. Well, I have a buddy that owns a Costa Vida.
5559.
He owns what?
He owns a Costa Vida. It's a restaurant. Okay. And it's right on Broadway in Hamden. Okay. And just the riffraff that comes through there hurts his business. Let alone an injection site.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. You can imagine an injection site, and then what do the cops do? Who do you, the dealers, do you say, and they says, no, I'm going to an injection site. That's all they got to say. I'm going to an injection site. You know, I mean, it's the dumbest thing ever, but you wouldn't believe the amount of liberals that think that is such a good idea. You're saving lives.
Market offense with growth and market defense providing downside protection. Now you can retire happy. Retire with
about doing
calls for your complimentary consultation.
This is how I got some place to go on Saturday.
Now I got a place to sell it. You always get repeat customers with the heroin.
There you go. Over and over again.
God love that.
Oh, gee, did you watch the movie? Was it any good or you?
I watched both the documentary.
I mean the one in the theaters.
Both the drama and the documentary, and they were both bad.
I don't know that Green Book, right? I love Green Book. Holy crap, was that a good movie. I loved it. Probably one of my favorites this year.
Tom Martino here, 303-713
Talk 713-8255. Lorenzo says he has something more to say. I'm not going to give all the background. You can listen to the podcast. Rewind it. Lorenzo, what did you want to end with, sir?
Well, you know, I just wanted to say, like, this whole house situation, when I moved back into the house,
yeah,
you know, I was kind of disturbed at what I saw, and I sent pictures to the email.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you guys got them or not.
We probably got them, and we'll look at them. What were you disturbed by?
Like, just the living situation going on. It's just unhealthy and just
can you get right to the point? Like, what part? What did you see?
Well, it looks, we have, you know, cats and litter boxes in the house. Those things haven't been changed in months. And just, the house was just destroyed.
I see.
And, you know, at some point we need to sell this house. And it's just...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Ridiculous, you know?
Okay, hold on. I see the pictures now. Let's see. Oh, my... Oh
wow,
my,
divorce sounds so fun,
Wait,
Tom.
Are you kidding me? This is the way the house looks? Really?
Yeah, and you know...
does she smoke that much? Wait, does she smoke? Oh, my God, this house looks like a trash dump. Oh, my God, is this really... Holy crap! We got to put these pictures up online.
We are.
Now, you can find us at iTunes, of course, the podcast. You won't see video. You'll see video at YouTube and Facebook live, streaming every day, and then, of course, the archives. And you can catch us on the iHeart Radio app, and in many other places, of course, on our radio stations. But to see that video and those photos, whatever video and photos, you can catch us YouTube and Facebook. It's listed under referral list, by the way, not troubleshooter, referral list. And I guess if you search the troubleshooter, you might find it too. So Kathleen says she went to a hotel, Howard Johnson's motel, and she was unhappy with the room. They would not refund the money, even though she gave the whole week up front on Monday. They wouldn't refund Tuesday through Friday or Sunday, so Tuesday through Sunday. So she ended up staying there. She said it was disgusting, and she had a bag of syringes that she showed us she found under the bed. Now, I don't know if she found them scattered or if she found the bag. We'll ask her. But then Mark says, wow. Wait to hear the other side of the story. But right now I want to ask Kathleen just some very basic questions. That bag of syringes, it's literally a fabric bag that zippers. Was that the entire bag found, or did you put them in there?
No, it was actually in that bag.
Yeah, that's a diabetic pouch. That's clearly a diabetic pouch, and it's clearly diabetic needles. Clearly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what the police officer said.
Well, then he's wrong, because I know what type 1 diabetes is, and that's definitely their diabetic needles. So, you know, he could say anything he wants, but they're even unused. They're new. A lot of them are brand spanking new in there, and that's not... First of all, drug users don't keep things like that, but just going beyond that... Going beyond that, so the police officer actually knew enough to say that these were for hard narcotics or illegal drugs. Is that what that... Tell me what the officer said. Neatly, by the way, neatly clustered in a designer fabric bag. That sounds like my junkie. So, you know, it doesn't take a detective to figure out this is not some illicit stash.
I don't know exactly what it was. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not familiar with it.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She should not have been angry with you for questioning it, and she certainly shouldn't just charge you money claiming you ruined the room. But Mark, what does she say?
Well, I asked her, the caller, what did they charge the damages for? I forget what she said. What did you say they charged them for?
Well, they tried to say that the cabinet was scratched, that the TV didn't work. They accused me of having a pet, like a guinea pig or rabbit.
Yeah.
And which wasn't true. I actually work with horses, so there might have been some hay on my jacket. A couple pieces fell off.
They said they sent you some pictures of all the damage from the pets that she had in there. They're saying nothing about scratches, nothing about a TV.
What are they saying, Mark?
They're purely saying she had a pet. She's not allowed to have a pet. We sent her pictures of the crap and feces and the urine and everything else.
She said that there was...
She says she's got the pictures as well.
Why didn't she send them to us?
Well, first of all, it's very hard to understand her. She's got a very...
But she said basically that this pet, or was it a rodent pet or a regular pet, had
multiple pets.
Had urine and feces all over the room.
And they took pictures and sent them. The needles never came up whatsoever until after the additional pet fees
Did you have any living creatures in that room at all?
Just myself and my son.
Well, how old's your son?
28.
28, okay. So really...
But here's the thing. I work with horses every single day.
Yeah, but
I have four horses of my own.
Do you have the pictures they're talking about, or are you saying they simply didn't send you pictures? Because I'm pretty sure the first time you talked to us last hour, they sent you pictures.
Well, she didn't...
No, what they sent me was, they didn't send me anything about an animal.
What did they send you?
Well, they wrote to me stating there was a guinea pig or rat or something like that. Then they sent me a picture of a scratched desk and said the TV was broken because there was some white line in it. And what else did they say?
Okay, but they never...
It is such a completely different story.
They never showed you never showed you photographs.
No, not of the others. Just of the scratched desk and of the... They tried to send me a picture of sheets, which... The sheets were disgusting when we went in there. We didn't even sleep on the sheets.
They're basically saying, we don't allow pets, period, end of story. We sent her pictures of the carpet that was ruined by the pets they had. I mean, it's a completely different story.
Absolutely different story. I think I even sent
When did you bring up the needles? Did you bring up the needles after this went down, this additional $450?
No. See, this is what is odd. I went to the front desk to check out. Because this is during checkout.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking for my belongings before I left. You know, I'm gathering them up.
Yeah, and the point?
So I'm looking for my earring, and I reached behind the bed, and I grabbed this, like, makeup bag or whatever it is with all the stuff in it, and I pulled it out going, ew.
Was it after, all I'm asking, though, is, was it after you checked out?
It was while I was checking out. I asked them to come to the room.
So you never, for the whole time, that was only after you started searching for your belongings. But during the week, you didn't notice those needles.
Right. No.
When did the police come into play?
So I asked
When did the police come in? When?
They're basically saying the only reason these needles popped up, they're not saying they were there or not there. They're basically saying we knew nothing about them
until the end.
Until she was gone.
Yeah, but here's the bottom line.
That has neither here nor there, though.
Right,
I mean,
well, it is to them because they're saying because you had a pet and had to pay extra, you were trying to
reach for straws.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. We're not saying that's true.
Kathleen, you even said that you brought it up at checkout, and I understand why. Because you were looking for your stuff, you were checking out, and that's when you noticed under the bed a bag. I understand that. So you told them it...
This is what I did, though. I brought it to them and said, would you please come check this out? I don't know what it is.
Right.
It's a bag of syringes and needles.
Okay.
He refused. The gentleman's name was Lee.
Okay. I understand.
They have cameras up there. They can rewind the cameras. And he refused. I said, well, do you want me to bring it to the police? So then I did.
Okay.
I have no idea what
I'm going to reach out and see if I can.
But that has nothing to do with it. Here is the bottom line, as we always say. Bottom line is: did you do damage to the room or not? It's that simple.
No.
Okay, then you should get your money back. It's that simple. If you did not do damage, you should get your money back. Mark, that's it. I don't care when the needles were found. I don't care anything. All I care is this. Did she do damage to the room? Even if there was a hardcore meth addict or heroin addict in that room, it doesn't matter.
Their entire story is the only reason they're spending, and we're calling back up, is because of pet damage. That's it. They're saying the carpet was ruined, things were ruined directly due to her having a pet, and she's not supposed to have a pet. Apparently there's pictures.
Okay, so Kathleen is saying...
no pet.
That the manager or owner of the hotel or motel took revenge and retaliation.
I get it.
So that's the issue. That's the issue.
To me, it's simple at this point. There's either a pet or no pet.
What Catherine has, not Kathleen now with Howard Johnson's, but Catherine has a son being threatened and bullied. She believes it's so bad that the person doing the bullying could be the next school shooter. We're going to talk to Catherine right after this.
They found that bag of needles. She's saying she didn't have a pet. The problem is she is so hard to understand. Very thick Asian accent. Very thick.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
I'll tell you what, this Melinda, I'm going to Lorenzo on this.
Now's a good time to do it. I-25.
Look at, you see how much she smoked?
Free through the heart of the
holy
crashes off highway to watch out.
She just comes on. There is no
pictures and stuff that when he walked into the house,
that is disgusting.
Absolutely.
Well, in the cat shit, fucking from one place to another, she's ruining the house.
Yes,
well, or he is. Someone is.
Today, the high of only 22.
I'm going to go with Lorenzo. Look at all that.
No, that house.
Cloudy overnight, below 8 tomorrow.
20 seconds!
With a high of 34. Right now, light snow and 15. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
10 seconds.
From a dog having flooded the living room to a dog taking a joyride.
Turning on the mic.
Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've...
Centeno Schultz for living stem cell therapy. And right now, you may be eligible for a study they're doing at Centeno Schultz through Regenix Clinics. Centeno, Dr. Chris Centeno, started the Regenix Clinics to spread the true living stem cell therapy. Now, they're doing a study on ACL tears and rotor cuff injuries. If you believe you have a rotor cuff problem or were diagnosed as such, or an ACL in the knee tear, you need to contact Centeno Schultz. You may be eligible for a free study where you would receive free treatment. This is the real deal. And by the way, if you are interested in true living stem cell therapy, always consider Centeno Schultz, one of the few places where you actually get living stem cells. Avoid chiropractors. I'm just telling you straight up. We've not found one clinic with true living stem cells. 303-963-9201, Centeno Schultz. Avoid surgerytoday.com.
A limited number of first chance tickets are on sale now at AXS.com for our 2019 iHeartRadio Music Festival. It's the biggest weekend in music.
Artists here from every genre. Country music, EDM, rock, got it all.
More than 20 superstars.
2 nights under one roof.
I can't believe people call in and think they're going to
First chance at tickets before we announce our star-studded lineup is happening right now. On sale for a limited
Yeah, but maybe she's going to say he did that.
That's
he's a smoker.
Right in the 45.
Well, I don't know.
Let's talk
God,
about
hey,
how
that's a lot of
we can
shit.
help home buyers. We
You
have a
can't
number
dump
of
that out.
It looks totally nasty. That's the same bowl she serves popcorn in.
Hopefully he dumps it out there. And then what is this, like a backyard?
We should send Frank over there for a free evaluation. He'd fucking kill us. He went out to one time. They were running a small zoo out of there, man. The garage had like chickens. Oh my God. He was traumatized. He was traumatized. He wouldn't go down in the basement. They're like, they said, well, let's go down in the basement.
And in this market, we need all
You'll see the black mold everywhere. Health department said not to go down there. Frank's like, no need to see the basement.
This home scouting report, and you even have something to help.
I missed it. What's the deal with the dirty room?
Ready to buy. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next
Guy got restraining order on wife.
Also on my referral
Middle of divorce.
Is your garage door
This is
making
how
weird
apparently
noises?
she left
This
the
is Dave
house.
Logan. If you're having issues with your garage door, call Don's Garage Doors, the only garage door company I personally endorse. I've used Don's Garage Doors in my home, and folks, you should too. Your garage is the entrance to your home, and you want somebody you can trust. Next time you need a garage door repair or replacement, call Don's Garage Doors at 303-738-DOOR. That's 303-738-3667, or online at donsgaragedoors.com.
The New Orthodontics. I urge you to check out the New Orthodontics. Dr. Kent Lawson. You will love it. In just 2 years, you can have straight, beautiful teeth, a wider palate. You can cure sleep apnea, all in this treatment. And it's a fraction of the cost. A fraction of the cost of conventional orthodontics. Plus,
More light. I thought you were going to open that one, Dano.
I thought you were opening that.
The one right behind you. That one you can open any way you want. You can open the whole thing.
You get straight, beautiful teeth. They
When
have
it's dull
mouthpieces
like
that
that.
you wear. That widens your palate, your teeth
You get the
straight. And then they
beautification
finish it
of
off
me.
with Invisalign braces.
I will bet you
Never
any
any
carpet you
surgeries,
see
and you
everything.
don't have any
Oh, yeah.
extractions. And
What's
you have
that?
straight,
Oh, he said,
beautiful teeth with a new bite.
what do you say, that they're walking on the
Yeah, they have trails of fecal matter that they're walking on in the home.
Did you get that woman?
Also ask about the new
Amazing what people.
Well, that,
When have you seen that?
Great results. 303.
I've seen it a couple times. Both of them in apartments.
What's he saying?
Where you open the door and you about
No,
bomb.
Bankruptcy is a terrible thing. You need special people who will give you personal attention. Winkandwink.com. 303-410-1720. Even though the economy has really improved, there's way less filings, thank goodness. But a lot of people are doing it when they want to stop a foreclosure. A Chapter 13 can do that. Winkandwink.com. Okay, let's keep going here. And Catherine has a very serious problem. Okay, so Catherine, what is happening? And of course, give as much or as little information as you think is pertinent, and then we will ask questions. What's going on?
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for your show and for what you do for the community.
Thanks.
I think it's incredible.
I love it.
So you do it very well. So I'm in a little bit of a quandary. The situation of and the threats do not involve my son per se. They involve the school where he attends. So he's the sixth of a large family. We primarily homeschool until our kids get to be around 13, 14, 15, then we like to transition them to a one-day-a-week program. So my son now has been going to the location near us in Brighton. It's run by Aurora Public Schools. It's called Brighton Options.
And is it 1 week a day? I mean, 1 day a week?
Some families go on Mondays. Some families go on Tuesdays. My son goes on Tuesdays. And last week, my son said to me, well, I want to FaceTime with my friend because he's been having a hard time at school with this kid who's been threatening. And I said, well, tell me about that. And he said, well, and he gave me a little bit of information. And I thought, well, it's normal. There are bullies everywhere. Sometimes my kids can be unkind to one another. It's just something you have to work through in life. But then over the weekend, we found out that the site coordinator had been fired, and subsequently 3 teachers quit. And
Why?
so we looked into it.
Right.
And there was a meeting yesterday, actually, at the school at 8 o'clock in the morning. The entire meeting has been posted. You can watch it.
Meeting, okay. What's this meeting about?
Well, the meeting was about, well, we don't really know. Because
And it was streamed. Is that a normal operation to stream meetings?
No, one of the moms at the location filmed it and posted it on the Facebook page for the school. It's a closed group, so I don't know.
And the school did not take it off?
No, the school has not taken it off.
And what is so special about this meeting?
Well, it was to inform the family members of personnel changes, but so many things aren't being said, and there's a lot of speculation, and there's a lot of worry and anxiety. But one gentleman finally stood up because nothing's being shared. You know, we've done a threat assessment.
But I don't even know what you're talking about. So, Catherine, here's what I'm getting. All of a sudden, there was this special meeting. It was posted on Facebook, and it's causing anxiety. Why?
Well, because there's a student at the school that has threatened other students'
Was
lives.
this meeting all about that, or was it a regular meeting and they just happened to talk about that?
No, it was all about that, but it was more of an administrative meeting. They weren't really addressing the
No,
threat.
I understand. A special meeting,
yes, sir.
But not to address this, or it came up. That's what. In other words, did they hear about this and say, "Oh my God, we need a special meeting to address this threat"?
No, they said, oh my God, we need a special meeting to address the fact that parents are worried and don't know what's going on.
Well, if that's to address the threat, it has to do. In other words, it wasn't a normal administrative meeting that they would have had without this threat.
Correct.
Okay, keep going. What happened?
Well, the problem is that the Aurora Public Schools is telling the parents almost nothing.
Okay.
Literally nothing. Literally nothing.
And the only way you know there is a threat is because this meeting was posted, and in that post, it alludes to some kind of a threat.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Basically, we all got sent emails over the weekend.
And what did it say?
They basically said, you know, there's been some changes in the administration, and people have raised some questions. If you want answers, come to the meeting. So
Gotcha.
This person comes from Aurora Public Schools to address things, and he starts talking about threat assessments and safety, and some mother says 2 minutes into the meeting, what is the big elephant in the room? What are you not telling us?
Exactly.
But he never got around to that.
So no one just came right out and said, hey, we have a teacher we fired who might come back with a gun, or we have a student who's sending voodoo dolls to kids, or we have this, or we have that. No one actually in English said anything.
Until 36 minutes into the meeting, a father stood up and said, since we can't talk about other people, I will talk about me and my family. And he said, my daughter received a death threat from a fellow student in school. I found out about it from another student, or it was reported, rather, by another student. Upon looking into the social media of the perpetrator, I found out that he was a known glorifier of school shootings and a known glorifier of ISIS.
Huh.
And I was never consulted. Safety measures were supposedly put in place. I was never consulted.
Yeah, by the way, for those listening, the number one complaint, just so you know, I'll let you continue. The number one complaint we get on schools, the number one complaint is this. Whenever a parent complains about a threat, an insult, bullying, discipline, anything at all, anything, the school never gives that parent an update. Literally, the parent says, now wait a minute, my daughter was threatened to be sexually assaulted by a bully at the school. We reported him. What's going on? And here's what they say. We can't talk about it. And he said, no, wait a minute. I understand you can't talk about it with Joe Blow down the street. But I'm the one who made the complaint. What's being done? Here's what they say. It's being handled. Due to privacy, we cannot discuss it. Now, isn't that the biggest line of bull you-know-what you've ever heard in your life? Now, I suspect that's what's happening here. So anyway, keep going.
Well, so you're exactly right, and it's all about this protection of this particular person.
Right, exactly.
My son told me that his friend had received bullets on his totes. Okay.
What do you mean that? What does that mean?
Like this kid, the perpetrator, is leaving bullets on other children's totes that he's bullying.
Real bullets?
Bullets. From a gun.
Okay. Do you know, you talk, and I don't want names, but you talk with other parents. Everyone's buzzing on this, okay? What I want to know is this. Do you know who the kid is?
Yes, I know who the kid is.
Does everyone know who the kid is?
No, because that hasn't been disclosed.
I talk about everyone you talk to. You all know.
I don't know.
Are you sharing it?
Well, I pulled my child from the school.
Okay.
But the reason I'm calling you is I feel like I have a civic and social responsibility.
Of course you do. And here's the thing. We always hear, well, we had no idea. It just came out of the blue. And guess what? With Harris, was it, and Klebold, is Klebold and Harris, those two, they could have, they were like poster children for violence. And for that school to say, we had no idea, is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life. When you hear about these two kids, it wasn't like they're choir boys. So why is it that schools are so afraid to address threats? Why is it?
I have no idea. I mean, I imagine part of it's a protection against lawsuit. This gentleman who stood up yesterday, he consulted an attorney and was essentially told nothing has been done, therefore nothing can be done until something's done. So he removed
until it's too late.
Right, and yeah, exactly. And so he removed his daughter from the school last fall. This happened in October, and things have mounted.
So what we're talking about, if you're just tuning in, Catherine, through social media and through talking to other parents, caught wind of a dangerous, potentially dangerous student at a certain school, and nothing is being done as far as they know. Okay, when you call the school and say, listen, I heard that so-and-so is a threat, what is being done, what do they say? Because we're going to do that.
Well, they said, we've taken safety measures, we've done the threat assessment, it's being managed. And I asked point blank at the meeting yesterday, because I said, look, from Columbine to Parkland, there have been warning signs all along the way in every one of these instances. Is this child still at the school? And will he be removed? The man wouldn't answer the question. And then I
want to come back, and I want to ask specifics what the kid did that makes people think he's a threat. We talked about leaving bullets. We need to explore that and some other things, because we'll go to the school and say, listen, here's what we were told. Let's talk about that coming up.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
We are farmers. The Highway Drive in fantastic shape across the metro area freeway system right now. No stalls, accidents, or any major delays in the Highway Drive. So if you got somewhere to go,
what did Klebold do?
Off highway,
what did Klebold Harris?
When you hear it go off, that's when you shut up.
Okay, what are the big things that they did that was?
Another crash Broncos park.
I thought they were kind of hidden back there.
No, they weren't.
I know they found out later that
they were wearing all those clothes.
Yeah, but I thought that was.
They were posting things on social media, movies, about killing people.
Trench coat, mafia.
I thought mafia. They were beating up kids.
I thought they were kind of skinny. I thought they were the ones getting beat.
They were. They were being bullied too, but they were doing bullying. You're right. They didn't beat up. They were bullied.
Falling on one, we've covered it.
They were bullied.
We know a thing or two.
But they were bullying too.
And they were talking about it too.
Fix it 24/7. The $39 people, the people you want to call for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And you know what? Too cold to get that $39 special. But if you have a problem with your furnace, for just $39, they will find any problem, not just with your furnace, but anywhere. And if you have the work done, they credit you the $39. It's a no-risk call. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Why is it nose?
I'm sorry, guys.
This is just one of the hard Link to the Ron Burgundy podcast. Now available to download or play on iHeartRadio. This week, Ron welcomes Deepak Chopra.
I knew they were going out shooting and stuff, you know, but I didn't realize that they were bullying people. I guess I should read, watch the movie or something. They were actually talking about doing this stuff before it worked on social media. They were, I don't know about social media. I don't think they had it. Just their
looking for ways to save with your Medicare plan.
Because I know on the quotes and stuff,
many plan stations.
I think that's that was going on not for you. So bring your prescriptions to a Walgreens pharmacy
They were talking amongst that group of kids about what they wanted to do.
Walgreens participates as a preferred network.
Well, when they walked in, they told that one kid, get out.
Get out there, right.
For a complete list of available plans, please contact 1-800-VETCARE. TTY.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was so long ago.
What was the movie that they were so into?
Consult www.medicare.gov.
Natural Born
Pharmacies are
Killers.
available on our network.
They tried to mimic that. They talked about that movie all the time and how they wanted to do
Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, and then that chick,
You'll get
she's
rewarded
pretty good.
for
They're
things
both
you're
great
already
actors.
doing. Every eligible dollar gets
God, what
spent
is
on
her name?
rides and
I've never seen
degrees,
the movie.
earns you points that
Oh,
unlock
it's a great
amazing
movie.
benefits, like
It really
free
is.
cash, complimentary surprise
You've
updates,
seen it,
flexible
haven't you?
cancellations,
I gotta give
and
it-
so much more.
The other one I like is
Is
the one
about
with John
more
Travolta.
reporting
That's kind of
thanks to
crazy.
Uber.
Oh.
Get all the info and terms at
Yes,
uber.com/rewards.
a lot of famous
That's
people.
Lots of
uber.com/rewards.
But
You know,
he's a
so many
hitman,
people call
basically.
me when they're injured and they say,
The
Tom, who
beginning
should I
place
call?
where
And I say, John Fuller.
they walk into that apartment with the hamburger.
About. The other side will always try
They're
to
just
Oh,
like
you're talking
Charlie.
about Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that was a good match.
And they blow that kid's head off.
You need someone who will fight for you. If it's
Damn it.
someone else's fault, you should be paid. It's not something you
You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Europe?
Howard Johnson called, she emailed pictures, I sent them, let me tell you, just her sound of her voice, the woman's crazy, okay?
Which one?
She's, I mean, I don't know why we're keeping her on.
There's not much.
So, well, you guys said for her to email stuff, so she did.
We got it.
3 pictures.
100% gain just
They're
as
completely different. We have no update.
money managers. Ray Dalio says, if you
If those
want to make
people
money in the market,
won't
you
come
must
on,
be aggressive.
they won't come on.
Hey, what do you think? What do you believe, Lorenzo or Melinda?
Hi, this is Carlin
I think
Tucker.
Lorenzo's a dick.
You need
Did you see that house?
I think they're both a hot mess.
Look
Think,
at this house.
don't tell me those are her cigarettes only. I think
Oh,
they're
so
both a hot
you
mess.
saw it.
Yeah, I think they're both a hot mess.
So no matter what
he
life has
just,
to throw
It
at us,
doesn't matter. The
we
I don't
house
have
know.
is
the plan in
squalor.
place,
Game
whether
plan.
all season, all weather.
Squalor.
It
It's
was
the perfect
squalor, let me tell you.
word.
It wasn't squalor like that. That didn't happen over a 2-month period.
I bet you could happen easily.
Over 2 months?
Oh, geez.
I don't think you can smoke that many cigarettes.
This is not an offer to buy or sell. Securities are
We should have asked them if
And that's still like, I still contend that is her popcorn bowl.
This is the hair color that's changing the way.
Dump the cigarettes out, I'm making popcorn.
But remember, she also said that she was paying everything but the mortgage.
Quality hair.
And he said he paid everything.
Color that makes
The
you want
bills,
to
the
say.
water bill.
They're gonna end up
Yeah.
sucking out. First of all, they've destroyed some of the equity in the house because it's gonna cost a fortune to get it ready to sell.
Madison Reed delivers salon quality, healthy looking.
This looks like pretty fair.
To fix that house, to empty it out, fix that house. Did you see the trash outside?
Don't know.
There's gonna be fucking,
Matching tool
oh,
makes it easy. This is it.
15,000,
Madison Reed.
20,000,
Color that's changing the way women
everything. And I mean just to the point where you're gonna sell it. Well, you gotta empty it, you gotta fix it.
Get 10% off plus free shipping.
I guess you could sell it as is.
Use code
You're gonna take a
Denver.
photo.
I gotta find a house. That's code Denver.
There you go, look,
Try it.
make them a cash offer. You could be in there next week.
I got adults who have.
Then we'll call Excel Services to get it cleaned up.
timing thing is Dr. Ken Lawson has pioneered New
Yeah, but you don't have to have a place. You can go a little bit of time. It's not like it's your primary residence.
TMJ, stop sleep
Right?
apnea with natural
Actually,
means in 2 years or less.
with a primary residence, there's actually less pressure.
Aurora, orthodontics, and TMJ.
Oh, I understand.
Say, oh, it's not like I don't have a place to live.
It's exactly.
Oh, I thought you meant tax.
You don't have a contingency. Oh, we're talking
Right. You're right. It isn't like I don't have a place to live.
Tomorrow morning, 5 to 10.
Or the ability to have a place to live.
iHeartRadio.
But she originally did say that she wanted all the house, even in her car.
No, she originally said, I wanted, oh yeah, 100%.
She said he did.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-825-50. Rez is with us in the house. We have some questions for them on spots and stains we'll get to in a second here. This thing with the school district bothers me, but I'll tell you, school districts in general bother me. They bother me with how they do not communicate. If someone has a complaint about a student, if someone's daughter is assaulted or threatened, if someone's son is beat up, if anything happens and a parent complains, that's the last they hear about it. And you know, you can go on with the apparent appearance as nothing is happening, and they'll say it's being handled. Now, you don't know if it is being handled. Because they say, well, we can't discuss it. That is so much crap. There is no law that says you can't discuss it. School districts are so damn politically correct. They're so afraid. No, we can't discuss it. And you know what? If they quote what's called the Privacy Act, they don't even know what they're talking about. No such thing regarding this. The Privacy Act. Here's the deal. Parents get so upset with schools because schools won't. Here's what they say. It's being dealt with appropriately. We've taken measures. Well, how do you know? If I'm the parent of a daughter who was beat up or hurt, or a son, and I say, I want to know exactly what's being done. Because not only do they tell you that they won't talk to you about it, and you're the victim, they protect the antagonist. Yeah, that's what they do. They protect the antagonist. You complain, they protect the antagonist. In fact, one girl complained and was suspended from school. She had to find another school to go to because they said they didn't feel comfortable with her there. Do you remember that, Suzanne? And this mom says, why does my daughter have to leave? And that kid's still there. It is unheard of, some of the things schools do. They protect these people to a point to where they're not punished. They don't get the signal that something is wrong. You know what? You go up to a kid that's leaving bullets and say, you're out. Get the hell out. You're suspended. You don't tell parents, well, it's been handled. And then they protect them. They won't let you contact. They tell you, if you contact his parents, we're going to throw you out. Then your kids can't come here anymore. You are totally straddled. You cannot do anything. And you have to depend on a weak school to do it. In this case, if what Catherine is saying is true, it's unbelievable. She says, everyone knows there's a threat. It's all whispers. And no one will just come right out and say what they're doing about it. They give these stupid general emails and communications about safety and threat assessment. But no one will say, the student who we have been concerned about has been dealt with. This student has been suspended or whatever. Why the hell not? And here's the deal. If you ask this school, and we're going to, I want to know what they're going to say. God, schools are the worst. They're the worst. The worst when it comes to anything to do with rights. Now, Catherine, what I want to know is this. What has this student allegedly been doing? What has this student been doing? I want to know reports of what this student has been doing. Okay. Did the student leave threatening notes?
Okay, so first of all, I want to tell you I appreciate your outrage. And this video yesterday, I was so thankful for so many parents that were so outraged because that is
we got to see that video of the meeting. I want to see this video, by the way.
That is the appropriate response, is to be angry.
Where is the video?
Well, you can go to, if you go to the Facebook page, Brighton Options, and it says Brighton Options Stallions. Now, it's a closed group, but a parent posted it, and minute 36...
So can I get on to parents, to Brighton Options?
I don't know. I don't know how to get you on. I don't know how to send you an invite. But
okay.
Anyway, but to get back to your question that you asked me, we know for a fact, because one adult said it yesterday, my daughter's life was threatened. We know that this student has been threatening suicide. We have heard, but we haven't been told, that this student has threatened teachers with rape and death.
Has he left bullets? Do you know that?
Yes, I know that.
You know people have actually had bullets left on their coat.
I know that for a fact.
All right, hold on. We got more coming up.
Home ownership has gotten a lot more
kid's a minority.
in recent months, more than
That's
ever,
why they're
really,
protecting
if you consider that loan limits have increased to an all-time high.
I don't think it would matter.
With a 10-day call to the salary-based mortgage
To this extent.
and
If you leave them the bullets, that should be automatic expulsion.
If it's true.
Guys, it's Ross Kaminsky, and
It's crazy leaving a bullet like that.
That's
I wonder if it was a casing or a bullet.
Well, if you can't bring
I don't think it
plastic
matters.
gun to
It's the same
school,
message.
You can't chew your bread out as a gun.
Yeah.
including
What?
that
Yeah,
require no
there's a kid
money
got kicked out of school school because he invented a sandwich like a gun.
I remember.
Your financial goals come
That can be dangerous.
Could slap him with a
savings, and you will never pay
bologna
upfront
sandwich.
fees, unlike some lenders who charge
there's no way.
just
This
to
is my
qualify.
problem. There's no way
So
to
get
sign
started
out.
today while inventory is up.
There's no way to sign out. I don't sign in. I need to know how to sign out of
Financing.net.
NMLS 1823. This account. Now that I'm signed in to Google, I don't want to be signed in anymore. I want to be signed out.
I know, buddy. I know simply.
You, up in the right, you can sign out. Doesn't it have like your initial up there in the green or in whatever color?
Everyone sells the same, so it all comes down to two things only. Two things: price
Is
and then
yeah,
service. Because installation is critical. Buddy is at the top when it comes to installation, and at the bottom when it comes to price. Just what you want. SimplyFloorsInc.com to make your own appointment. That's SimplyFloorsInc.com.
This
that's so
is
right
Talk
there.
Station 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Russ Kaminsky Mornings, Sean Hannity at 1, KHOW, Denver.
The president takes aim at California. Lisa Brady, Fox News. In tweets, he's criticizing the state's lead role in the multi-state legal challenge to his national emergency declaration. Fox's John Decker has more on that live at the White House.
Calling the National Emergency Declaration unlawful and unconstitutional.
As I put in the tease here, Catherine's son's been bullied by a future school shooter in a rural school. That'll get people to watch.
Redirects federal money Congress had set aside for other purposes. White House spokeswoman Mercedes
The bullets, automatic expulsion.
We know that the wall helps protect American lives. It helps protect our communities.
The 16 attorneys general argue in their suit that the president's declaration will redirect drug interdiction money and other funds that would have otherwise gone to their states. Lisa?
I finally found the sounds I was
Bernie
looking for
Sanders
on this
calls the
computer.
president a pathological liar and says it's imperative that he be defeated as he launches a second run for the White House. Fox's Peter Dixon.
Senator Sanders starts the 2020 campaign with almost $14 million left over that he can put towards this effort.
Donald Trump will never be reelected. Here's my fear. Here's my fear. Is that he's going to get Bernie Sanders elected.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Bernie Sanders is running again. Of course.
He gave Hillary a run for her money. Well, yeah, but what's that saying? She was the worst candidate they've put up in years.
You know what?
She was under investigation by the FBI.
People are crazy enough.
They
hate him so much that they're crazy enough that they might elect Sanders.
Not just. I think it's because so many people want free stuff. That's what Bernie is offering, free stuff.
Gradually hikes that state's minimum wage.
It should be free Sanders. And he's the grandson of Colonel Sanders.
No, he isn't.
Hey guys, it's Sue
Like
Collins.
what?
Your favorite professional health.
Prove me wrong.
He looks like the Colonel.
This month, I got a letter from Sandy in Seattle about an explosive bedroom secret.
That is so dress, huh?
Yeah, I like the dress.
Me too. My husband and I used to have a great life in the bedroom, but in the last few years, he has struggled. He's tried just about everything, but nothing has worked. Then one day he came home and gave me a night I will never forget. He told me about the secret formula, not the drill, that changed our life in the bedroom once and for all.
600 pounds.
Wow, Sandy.
Dude, 29 years old, 600
He's a
pounds.
guy?
Every guy that struggles in the
Oh,
bedroom.
he's dead.
It's the only one. Knocks the
What is she
drill all
reaching in his
natural.
butt?
Oh my God, he's dead.
Look at what is she doing there?
Sean passed away Sunday in the hospital.
Was he on the show, My 600-Pound Life or whatever?
Yep. Sure enough, who starred on TLC's My 600
Who
Pound
did?
Life is
This
dead.
guy? Where is he?
Big, fat thing.
Hey,
29 years old, dead. God, he's so big.
You're being a little critical.
Let me see this one.
Look at his foot.
Farmers Insurance.
Look at that. How's that even possible?
You know, the highway drive is fantastic.
I mean, that foot's like this.
Freeway system right now, no stalls.
I think it's amazing about that. If somebody's too much, doesn't exercise.
He doesn't get up.
Well,
somebody's feeding him. Somebody's bringing him all that food.
No shit, not only that, but they got him on TV.
Look at, and she's bringing in the food and she's in a wheelchair.
It's crazy.
What's that one there? What's that video?
What? You think he's dead there?
Look at that.
Look at, well,
That's
Oh my God, it is.
You know what? His arm. He lost an arm. He lost an arm.
Washington weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
Don't you think it's almost abusive to put him on like this? To put him on a fucking TV show?
Hey, he can move.
We got a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
What are you talking about?
That's his exercise regimen. He's got to reach the bucket of chicken.
2019 is here, and rates are still in the low fours. Denver's housing market is continuing to increase in value.
You know what? Don't you think it's a little fucked up they make them on TV, though? Honestly.
No, but we support it, too.
Yeah, people want to. I couldn't watch this.
You're watching it now!
Well, now it's different. Could you watch a show like this? I don't even know why you would. For what, make fun of them?
Yes, that's exactly why. It makes,
Give him a bag of Doritos.
no, because it makes people feel better.
How does it keep?
So what do they say? Hey, at least I'm not 600 pounds.
Well, people like watching the train wreck.
Oh,
was that?
Okay, I'm
Oh!
Why the hell would they show that?
Oh, I'm not even sure what it was.
I think it might be ulcers.
Oh, bullshit. That was
Vet source.
No, I think it's vet sores. Come and look again, Tom.
Yeah. God.
Do a cut and paste.
No, I'm done. I couldn't watch this show.
You're still watching.
Holy shit.
We get calls about drugs all the time, and here's the deal. Addiction
That is so wrong in so many ways.
It's become epidemic.
Is
and
this
what I
wrong?
want to tell you is the Raleigh House is an addiction treatment facility.
The-
They're offering this
George says, is this
information
wrong?
free of charge. So
If you had told me
any
about
question
this,
you have about addiction,
I wouldn't have, if you told me I would have gotten fat, so I would have wouldn't have made so
it's
much.
confidential. They can help you.
Oh.
720.
Yeah, though I think they were ulcers. I don't think it was.
I don't think you could. I don't think most people could get that heavy if they wanted to. Like an actor, how they can lose weight really quick. I don't think that's even possible.
Oh my God, you've seen actors, how they do it. It's,
Yeah, but no one can do that. 600 pounds is that's four people.
Matt McConaughey can be anything at any time, man. That guy is amazing.
Have you seen Val Kilmer lately? How big he is?
Is he like big?
No,
big?
No, disgusting.
Disgusting. I mean,
There was someone else like that too.
I mean, he was
a good-looking guy.
Good-looking guy, right? It's,
You know who still looks good for his age is the fucking Rocky guy.
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. Well, you know, how old is he? He's only like 67.
Maybe it was the Terminator. Hold on.
70.
Oh, is he? Schwarzenegger?
He can do pull-ups with a 100-pound weight strapped to him.
Oh, really?
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, he was in great shape.
Right now.
100 pounds? Holy cow.
How about not the Terminator? Who was it?
Schwarzenegger?
I don't know what he looks like.
Oh, he was looking pretty rough. I don't know. He might have got
His
fat.
kid. Oh, his kid's built like.
Oh, yeah, right.
Holy shit! The maid that he knocked up had the kid that looks just like him.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yep. He knocked
That's like a
up.
divorce.
He knocked up his maid. And if you got to look at this broad, you would go, "What the fuck?"
That was a bad night.
It was. He must
Bad night
have
of
got
living.
really ripped,
Val
man.
Kilmer is only 58, too.
Does he look like shit?
Oh my God.
I gotta look at him.
So this maid was not good looking.
Just put Arnold Schwarzenegger maid. Just Google it right on that computer. His kid though, holy shit, man, he is built.
Yeah, you know, steroids and stuff, I'm sure.
You think so?
God, yeah. Nobody gets big like that.
Let me see what the maid looks like.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there she is. That's her for sure, man.
Who?
Large breasts.
Definitely got that. There's the kid right there.
We're your professional, affordable
Why would you go
alternative
live like
dealership
that,
to chain repair shops.
I gotta see Kilmer now. Val Kilmer.
Look at this video.
Val Kilmer.
Oh, God.
He doesn't look that. Oh, there he is. I see.
Oh, yeah, I'm not there. That's before he started.
Look at live his video.
What do I do? Val Kilmer live video?
Val Kilmer live Instagram.
Val Kilmer.
January 2019.
I need somebody. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling. Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors. You're going to love them. One Clear Choice. We love talking about good people, and if you need a free garage inspection, a full inspection, and you're serious about, of course, maintaining your garage door, they want to be your company. They want to put the sticker up there, so they'll adjust it, look at it, oil it, grease it, whatever it needs, and make safety adjustments. 303-565-6409, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. New opener starting at just $333. And don't forget, we are here to help you. So if you ever need help with any area of life, give us a call. We have Zero Res of Denver with us. What is the very first thing, we have a question by email, what's the very first thing you do with a stain? The very first thing, like, you can't call someone to come out that minute. What do you do? Is there a way you can keep it from setting?
Yeah, give us a call. We'd be happy to help you to work through it. And the reason I say that is there are so many different types of stains. For instance, I had a friend the other day call me, and his dog went outside.
Yeah.
He brought pollen back into the house.
Pollen, so it was yellowish?
It was yellowish.
Yeah.
But he tried to clean it himself, and it went purple, and it stained his carpet. The way that you take care of that is you use tape. The tape will stick to the pollen
and pick it up.
Right out. So there are so many different things that can happen.
Depending on the stain.
We'll help you. No charge. We'll just help you over the phone.
Okay. And that's, by the way, 303-471-5150.
Yep.
Okay, but give me an idea, like, what most people do wrong then. What's the thing? I think with wine comes to mind.
Sure.
Obviously, you have to dab up whatever it is.
Yeah,
that's even with pollen.
Sure. What you don't want to do is use a detergent or a soap to clean out the spot. You'll leave all that detergent and residue in the carpet. And at first it might look okay, but eventually it will get dark and dirty again. That's the biggest problem that we see, is that people use a detergent to try to clean the spot.
So wouldn't you say the very first thing is blotting it?
Yeah, blotting it is a great...
No matter what it is, just blotting it with a dry paper towel or cloth.
Yeah, just get up as much as you can.
And keep blotting it with fresh ones. Don't wring it out and come back. Try to keep fresh ones. And then what? And then only plain.
I'd use a white towel. I would not use anything with color.
Right, obvious.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe it's not obvious. You're right.
Yeah.
So you dab it up. What makes the worst stain? What's the hardest to get out, even with you guys?
Ink. Ink is a very difficult stain to get out. And if you try to use water to get out ink, it makes it worse. It spreads it. It doesn't help remove it. Detergents can help a little bit, but you got to do it right. So ink is probably the most difficult thing to get out.
By the way, ZeroResDenver.com. They're also on the referral list. Let's go to the phones. Okay.
Hey, Tom, real quick on the school video.
Yes.
I finally got access to the video. It is a 40-minute video. We may have to review after the show.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, good. So it's a safety assessment meeting Catherine's calling about. The school has some kind of threat, but they're not being clear about it, and parents are buzzing and rumoring, and apparently there's a kid that's been threatening people, threatening teachers, leaving bullets on kids' coats or whatever. Catherine, what do you mean by that, leaving bullets, like in their pockets or what?
No, every child goes to the school with a tote, not a coat, like a container to keep their materials in.
I see.
And they've left bullets there. And I will tell you, to save you some time, if you go to minute 36 of that video, that's when the parent actually stands up and says, well, I'll tell about what happened.
And do they give the kid's name?
No, they don't. I mean, I know who it is, but I don't feel the need to share it. That's not the point. The point, this child, as confused and messed up as he is,
how old is he?
He needs help. He's 8th or 9th grade. He needs help, and I wouldn't deny him that. But you don't put other people at risk.
Now, what has he said about Al-Qaeda, you said? Or Al-Qaeda?
No, the man who is in that video said that when he did after his daughter's life had been threatened, he did a careful search on this kid's social media, and he said that it was obvious that he was known to be a glorifier of school shootings and ISIS.
Okay, I want you to hold on now. Get Catherine's contact information. Also, I want the name of the kid off the air, please, and then let's look at it. Let's start searching him. Suzanne, you're really good at searching up that social stuff. Let's do that. Now, Scott's been there a long time. I need to talk to Scott. Scott, what's going on with you? Scott.
So I live in a HOA-controlled community, in a patio home.
Gotcha.
And there's 5-foot easements on each side of the patio home.
Gotcha.
And there's an existing gravel pathway that goes between every single home on the block, as well as a bush that was
Now, this gravel, is this gravel a pathway or is it a watershed?
It's gravel. It's a pathway.
It's meant for foot traffic.
On the side goes into perimeter drains.
But it's meant for foot traffic, this path.
Correct.
Okay, so what's happening?
So about 2 years ago, I embellished that pathway with some cobblestones and some breeze, as well as some walkway lights.
Yes.
With the permission of the neighbor.
the neighbor. Now, this pathway is between the two of you.
Correct. It's essentially it goes down the middle for most of the property, and then the area in question is about 5 feet. That's at the front of the home, and it basically jogs around a series of bushes that are up against the house, and that's the area that she's stating now. This is a new owner that moved in about 6 months ago.
Okay, so wait, the owner you had an agreement with moved out.
Correct.
Okay. So this agreement was what? What was the agreement?
Agreement stating I'd like to put in a pathway so that it's a little bit of a smoother walk down to the back of the house. I'd like to put some lights on it.
And the agreement was that you would do it, and the other neighbor would just say okay.
Yeah, and she was overjoyed about making.
Did she own it?
Well, it's a 5-foot easement. There's no demarcation other than just the fact that we each have a 5-foot easement on the side of the house.
So it's so you each have a 5-foot, meaning there's 10 foot between?
Correct.
Okay, and you did this on your 5 feet?
It's mostly on mine, except for about 5 feet.
Okay.
At the front of the home that
so what's going on?
Is on hers.
So what's going on?
She served me papers, this new neighbor, suing me for trespassing.
Okay.
Saying that I need to remove the path, and that she has an improvement location certificate that shows that there's about 5 feet of the path.
Well, you understand, Scott, first of all, she should have just talked to you. But you understand that any informal agreement you had with this neighbor does not inure on her.
Right.
Okay, so just talk to her. I mean, wait, did you talk to her?
She's not, yeah, I did. She's not willing to talk.
What does she not like about it?
She doesn't like the fact that my tenants use the pathway to access the basement.
Okay, and is there another way without using that pathway to get to the basement?
With a significant slope.
Okay, so that's why I asked. This 5-foot pathway, they're using your land, or do they have to be on her land any part of that time?
Well, according to her improvement location certificate, which is not a property boundary,
yes,
there's about a 5-foot section that's in question that, according to the surveyor, they said, might be on her property, but it's not a property boundary. They recommended a boundary survey to determine.
Okay, Scott, then here's what it is. If your neighbors are walking on her property, they can. She has a right to not want that. So if your neighbors access the basement and any part of that walkway is on her property, she has a right to forbid it. It's that simple. There's really not even...
Can I leave it to her to remove, or do I have to be the one to remove it?
Well,
if it's on her property.
If you put it there, she could make the argument that you have to remove it, but I wouldn't want her to remove it because of how she may do it and how it may affect your side. Scott, it just sounds to me like a lot over nothing. Truly.
Exactly.
Well, absolutely. I know, but by you too. In other words, if she doesn't want you there and if it's her property, I would just do an improvement survey and get it over with and verify where your line is, and then I would simply remove everything from her side of the property. That's the way I would handle it.
The caveat is, in order for me to access the side of my house, we'd have to remove these 3 trees that are embedded.
But that's not her fault. But Scott, that's not her problem. It really isn't. That's what you think of when you buy a place. But really, they can keep you from walking on her property. You're saying, hey, what you're really saying is she should just cut us some slack. That's what you're saying. And I agree. I agree. Scott, I agree. Why be such a jerk? But here's the deal. She can be. She can say, I don't want them using not 1 inch of my property. It's ridiculous, but you're never going to win unless you get her approval. In other words, I don't know.
If I move it off her property, am I responsible for her attorney's fees at this point?
No one's responsible for anyone's attorney's fees unless
According
the court...
to the papers, That's what's in the original when they served us. That's what.
Anyone can ask for anything, Scott. That doesn't mean they're going to get it.
Okay.
In other words, people always make threats. Well, I'm going to sue you plus attorney's fees. Let me just tell you, probably, I'm just saying out of my head, I'll bet you 99% of the time attorney's fees are not granted. Okay?
So I can respond to the.
I'm not telling you how to respond to a lawsuit.
Okay.
I mean, why would I ever do that? I don't know. I'm saying to you that they're hardly ever awarded. But what do you care about that part of it? If somebody goes to court and is simply egregious and frivolous, and they are spending another person's money, or if it's a slap lawsuit, you do it for punishment, it could be, attorney's fees could be awarded to the other party.
This report is sponsored by Walgreens.
Coming back into the metro area from the high country, watch out for crash.
70 after Downingville, blocking the left.
Chance, how's it going today?
What's going on? How are you guys?
We didn't get the special yet.
Yeah, we want to hit that special hard. It's the best special we've ever had.
So right now is what?
$33 and
No, I'm sorry. I'll talk a second. Is what?
So would you put it on the banner?
Okay.
I will. So it's
$33 in area unlimited. What happens? Book it completed by the end of February.
Oh, you're right.
Smoking good deal. So they only got.
You're right.
10 days basically. That's right.
We've been actually less than 9 days over.
So we just got
That's a good reason to heavy and hard.
He says, but you got to mention who's the good-looking brother.
Switching to Walgreens.
Well, no, you're going to use my name then. Shame. Who else would it be?
Okay, guys, we got to be quiet.
1901.
Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair has a crazy offer. Here's what it is. They'll tear down and inspect any transmission and find the problem free of charge and give you a complete, guaranteed estimate. If you decide to have the work done, you don't get back charged for that. If you take it somewhere else, you don't get back charged for that. If you decide not to have the work done, you don't get back charged for it. It is the best deal in the business because they're confident they can help you. 303-781-9858. Where else do you get free teardown and an inspection of your transmission? 303-781-9858.
It's a home you love. Parkside Village. Resort-style living for 55 and older. The worry-free, all-inclusive...
Were you listening to any of the discussions we had?
Earlier I wasn't, because I was doing Mile High.
I did send it because I don't want to review.
You were doing what?
Mile High Living, TV Channel 7.
Oh, okay.
They do a
pay-per-play
segment.
Everyone's got one. Everyone's got a pay-per-play.
And they're all around noon, aren't they? Aren't they always like the same time?
11:30, 12:30.
Do you do all of them? Or
Nope, we just do that. Car Owned Company on 9.
Too much.
Stupid expensive. This one's $1,400 a month, and the ROI and CPO makes sense on it.
How often do you do it?
An attorney
Twice a
called
week.
in and thought you
Or,
missed
sorry,
the point
twice
of
a
with
month,
that
every other
neighbor
week.
dispute
Not bad.
that she
Yeah.
doesn't have a right to exclude him from the 5-foot easement. She has a right to exclude him from her property, but
So
not
anyways,
from
that's
the
where I've been,
easement.
so I haven't.
Anyway, I didn't
That's why
hear
Jason's
what you said,
coming
Tom,
here.
but
It's not a
Did
5-foot
he speak up? And
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
That wasn't
a little bit.
Okay.
Very good.
Get you even better pricing. Or
By the way, is he still on?
further, they will refinance you free of charge over the next 2 years.
That is good to make a clarification, though, because he did say easement, but he said they each have an easement, which would indicate that what he really means is a setback. If it's an easement, then it depends on the definition of it. I don't know.
That'd be a good picture to take a picture of the pathway and see where.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's right down the middle.
You could have charged some legal fees there. Told them how to handle it like a lawyer.
Hey, you guys owe Dan 3 rooms for free.
Why?
Wow. He told your brother where he got his
No,
shoes.
do double or nothing.
As a CPA, when we
You guys,
6 rooms.
you guys were gambling with Jason in here?
Well, let's see your shoes.
always keeping an eye on taxes.
Can you even do this? His brother's for boots. All right, double or nothing. I can tell you where you got your shoes.
Can't wear it.
On your feet. You owe 6
That was a bunch of horse crap. Bam! Bam! You guys are mad.
Free carpet cleaning.
Yeah. I just got a free month on the Martino show for just a crappy deal.
So we're, after that, someone, put in and said they were down in Mardi Gras. That's where I first did it 33 years ago. And the guy,
He was down
right next to it. The guy followed him into the restaurant with him and his wife trying to get us $20.
Wouldn't leave him alone. You know, they follow you long enough, you're going to just give them the $20.
I told the guy
most of the time.
I told him he was $5 33 years. I said, get the hell out of here.
Oh, funny. And he got you. He actually paid you the money?
No. He got me.
Oh.
They were doing
That's
that.
what he says. I don't believe it. I think he was out hustling for us. I think he conjured up the shoe.
But I would do it next time and say they're not my shoes. They're my brother's shoes or whatever.
That's funny.
Keeping it honest, a little bit of corruption there, and pointing out its flaws. Here's the email. Look, you liar. Sean Hannity. Today at 1 on 6:30.
How are the roads out there?
They were bad.
Yeah.
Sidewalks are worse.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Remember that website. You can have great exterior work done from the roof, the gutters, the siding, the windows, the doors, the deck. But here's the deal. He also does inside bathrooms. He does kitchens. He does basements. 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. I want to make something clear on that thing with the easement. He called it an easement, and I'm confused because he said they each had a 5-foot easement. I think what he meant was a 5-foot easement, meaning it's a utility easement for each property or a setback. If it was a right-of-way easement, well, that's different. It depends on how it's recorded. For example, if you have an easement on your property and it's recorded on your property and it's an access easement, then you can't deny someone the access to that easement if it's for that reason. So there's a lot more to it. 303-713-TALK. So Zero Res of Denver is with us. Jason was with us earlier. Shane's with us now. They're brothers. So they have a special. What's the special right now you're going to do?
Tom, right now, if you
And how long is it good for?
It's good to the end of the month. You've got to book and complete the cleaning.
By the end of the month.
$33 a room, unlimited. Now, that's the best deal we've ever done.
Ever. So hold on. They have to book from now till February 28th.
That's right.
Book
like
it
9
and complete
days.
it. Oh, and complete it.
Complete it.
You have to have the work done.
That's
so
right.
that means you have openings then.
We most certainly do, and we'll make room and make openings to get your listeners the right way to clean your carpet.
$33 a room, unlimited.
That is a smoking good deal.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm not even going to give 3 rooms away for free to these.
And I'm not going over that again. If the people
He owes us free carpet cleaning.
If people listened online, they were gambling, fun gambling, and Suzanne and I had just about had it on this. Suzanne and I are so tired of this. Suzanne, they did. Guess what they did? They bet.
The dumb joke.
Yes, the dumb joke.
The dumbest joke on earth, Tom.
I don't even want to talk about it. I'm so tired of it.
Hey,
and,
you know what?
You have to be online to listen to it. We're not going to do it on the air. Yeah. I refuse to. We did it off the air. Well, we did it during commercial, and if you were on broadband, YouTube or Facebook, you would have seen it.
But $33 a room to get it cleaned right. No soap, certain shampoos, or hard toxic chemicals. It's the right way to clean. So call today and get a book.
I get it, man. I really do. Let's go to Cody. Cody, what's happening? Cody, hey man, what's going on with you, Cody?
Hey, so just have a quick question regarding a tenant of mine. I'm having to evict her for failure to pay rent on time.
Oh yeah, that's a normal eviction, right? And it's best, if you don't know what you're doing, it's always best to have an attorney do that, Cody.
Right. Well, I know how to evict her, and I'm going through the eviction process currently.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do have one question.
Sure.
The security deposit. I know I can hold out an amount up until the back amount has been paid.
By the way, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I will tell you what Colorado says. Colorado says that you can keep a security deposit for 30 days. You either have to return it within 30 days or give them a detailed explanation of why you are keeping it. Or that can be extended to 60 days by lease, but under no circumstances beyond 60 days.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what yeah, go ahead.
if she is in breach of contract, is that an automatic forfeiture of the full security deposit?
Well, let me put it to you this way. Let me put it to you this way. If I had a lease, it depends on what it says. So if my lease said that once you're late, the thing is called due, well, for sure, and I can apply any of the security deposit to unpaid rent. I mean, it depends, sir, but most all the time, leases allow landlords to withhold unpaid rent from a security deposit. That's why it's called a security deposit. Some people in error call it a damage deposit. I think you should just call it a deposit, and a security deposit is fine too. But again, what does your lease say about it?
My lease actually does very specifically say that I can withhold the full amount upon any breach of contract.
Well then why? Okay, and a breach of contract meaning, for example, I would say, let's say you're not supposed to have a dog, and they breached the contract and had a dog. You could have in your lease any breach of contract means that you. Any breach of contract means that you surrender the damage or the security deposit. But let's say
that is in here.
Okay, but let's say I argued that and said even though it's called substance over form, I'm not saying I'd win or lose. I'm just saying let's say I challenge that and say even though I technically breached the contract, you have no loss. And if I could successfully make that argument, I'd win. Even though it says, for example, if it says you're supposed to pay the electric bill by the 5th, and I pay it late, I would argue that you don't have a damage and you can't take it. You can't call me breach and damaged. That's all. I'm just saying it depends. But yes, most landlords consider a breach of contract an offense from which they can keep the deposit. But the deposit is usually for damages of some kind. So if the breach of the contract did not cause you a damage, I would say, that they could fight you on it. And it's up in the air as to who would win. But in this case, I don't even know why we're discussing it. In this case, you're talking about not paying rent, and you were damaged. How? You didn't get the rent.
Right.
So what difference does it make, right?
That's what I was thinking. I just wanted to make sure that because I don't want to treat someone unfairly either.
Let's say the lease says you must have utilities in your name. Now let's say in their name, and let's say they're renting from you, and they put the utilities in their brother's name because they have bad credit. You technically have a breach of contract. But to keep the security deposit over that, I would argue you'd have a tough time doing it. Because
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's all. I'm just talking about technicalities that don't matter in your case. In your case, you want to know, if I have unpaid rent, can I keep it? The deposit? I would. What's going on with Robert? Robert, what's happening?
Okay, I'm calling about a notice in the Denver Post on Sunday on page 23A. There is a notice from the Denver Post Guide to Entertainment, a special edition looking for recipes, etc., etc. And then it goes on at the very bottom of it says, the Guide to Entertainment special will be delivered to members of the Denver Post on Sunday, February 24th.
Okay.
All home delivery subscribers will include the Guide of Entertainment.
Yeah.
Which will be charged to the subscriber's account of $5. To opt out of this entertainment special, you can contact the Post at their number 303.
Yeah, don't go through all of it now. So what it was, that seems weird to me that they put a notice in saying you're going to get this and you're going to be charged unless you opt out of it. Wow. That sounds very strange. Hold on and we'll explore it.
This is Denver's Talk Station 630.
When they sign up, they agree to it? I don't know. They might. He's basically saying he gets the Post. In the Post, it said, hey, next week we're going to charge you an additional $5 because we're going to send you this entertainment guide. If you don't want it, call this number.
But weren't they doing that with Black Friday? They were charging extra for the Black Friday.
Because it was so heavy or something?
I think just because people wanted it.
I think it was because it was heavy.
Oh, Tom, we got a comment that they said that the commercials were too loud. They couldn't hear us banter and stuff during the...
Whether you're counting calories, gluten-free,
So keep it down, bud.
You'll soon be able to use your smartphone to scan a grocery store shelf and pinpoint items that suit your dietary needs. Swiss Technology Company scanned and expects some U.S. grocery stores to roll out the new feature in the next 6 to 9 months, and it will be up to the store to decide what types of information they want to offer. With the Fox Business Report on...
The Denver Post is the 10th most circulated newspaper in the country.
What does building a better bank
I'm not dying
yet. It starts with building Capital One.
416,000.
So do you think at some point in time it's got to die?
It is.
The newspaper has got to die.
It's already died.
And you'll always
completely be gone.
Not sell you. Welcome.
The reason there could be the number 10 is there's only 10 left.
So I like doing the jumble.
Love the jumble.
That's a Kramer said that.
This report is sponsored by Walgreens.
And we got an email that says Shane.
Welcome to, I like this. Welcome to Movie Phone.
I'll respond to that one.
Hey man, thanks for emailing that list to me. That's what I use.
Welcome to Movie Phone. For information on, what was it? The one that blows up. Death Wish. Press 1. Beep. Why don't you just say the movie you want to hear? He couldn't tell the difference between press 1 and press 2.
20 seconds.
And the funny part is it's George.
Right now, light snow and fog in Denver and 16.
Welcome to Movie Phone.
30K house.
No, you know it was, I remember.
What's the weather supposed to be tomorrow?
Cold
It's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be...
No, I think it's going to be still cold.
It will be cold, but...
Guys, I got to do this. Oh,
It's starting 33 and 10.
Get your nanny on. Your car nanny. You know, just today I was looking at my car thinking, I wonder what it needs, when it needs it, because this one I haven't registered yet with Pro Auto Care. What I mean registered is have my first service done. Once I do it, he'll put the VIN number in there, and I'll never have to worry about being reminded. He'll let me know what it needs and when I need it. Really, I love that kind of stuff. So if I need an oil change, air filters, timing, whatever I need done, he will let me know. I mean, Al Aramas and his team at Pro Auto Care. 303 Pro Auto is the phone number. 2 locations near Evans and I-25, near Bowles and Santa Fe. It's just south on right next to Arapahoe Community College down there. And you know what? You will never find a better place for service, for taking care of you, for quality, for value. 303 Pro Auto. That's 303 Pro Auto. And when I say they're your car nanny, I mean it. In fact, you can even text 303 Pro Auto.
Why is a nose called a nose?
This is just one of the hard-hitting questions on the next installment of the Ron Burgundy podcast. Now available to download or play on iHeartRadio. This week, Ron welcomes Deepak Chopra.
When you were in school, did your friends call you Deepak?
Open the free iHeartRadio app, listen to episode 2 right now, or download for later. The Ron Burgundy podcast, already one of the most listened to podcasts in the world. Yes, your music, your stations, your podcasts, always free.
Are we going to give out the site of that movie?
Not only so bad in Colorado, but your nights can be especially good, and your mornings dreary.
She said 36 minutes in.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Marchino.
How about the little terrorist kid? What are you going to do about him?
Get help from my friends at Larson Tax Relief. Shed your winter blues. Warm up with Ron and Jack Larson and their team of licensed tax experts. They'll go between you and the IRS to get you the best possible settlement. Way better than you can do on your own. Larson.
We can have our own jokes, so we can ask our guests. Guess in the room who has the dumbest joke. If you get it right,
I know. I got it.
It's not a joke.
There's no joke.
Yeah.
Problems behind you once and for all.
You're a joke.
Don't waste another season with anxiety, worry, and shuddering when the mail arrives. Come in from the code 844 Larson Tax.
I don't want it.
844 LARSON.
You know what? I'll just handle that.
We'll get new life to it.
Is your garage door making weird noises? This is Dave Logan.
Boy, these guys are piling up too, man. This is like the fourth Don's Garage commercial I've heard in
On my
shower
show.
2.5 hours.
On my show.
Why?
Because
Targeted.
Because they're kicking his ass. You know, Don used to be the one who my endorsement, and he switched over to Yahoo.
Yeah.
See what it did? They killed him. He spent more money.
Oh,
Easily down to nothing.
Listen, I'm sending you out to that Howard Johnson's. Okay? I don't want you coming back until you find needles and homeless people. Bring them all back.
Send me out to the place with the butts. Cigarette butts.
Oh, that's the most disgusting house in the world. I wouldn't send you out there. Well, yeah, I would.
Damn it. Nice shot. And don't tell me you called that one.
Hey, you want to bet free carpet cleaning? I make this one?
No.
In fact, how about this? You want to do it?
You're going to hit the ceiling.
No.
Go.
You can't argue.
Are you betting?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Oh, you're such a turd. Oh, he never said, hey, hey, hey. That's amazing.
Bam! Bam! Multiple rooms! Hey, you guys do hardwood?
Technically a liar, too.
Tom can tell you where you got your jacket.
I'm going to tell you where to go.
Can you tell where it, because look, it's his brand. I bet you he can tell you where you got your jacket.
Tom Martino here. Welcome. Zero Resident House. You know what? ZeroResDenver.com. They're on my referral list. And they use water. We talked about that in Powered Water. Okay, so what they're doing? You got to do it by the end of the month now. So by the end of February, you not just book it, you have to book it and have it done, and they'll fit you in, they promised. But this is the best deal they've ever done. It's $33 per room, unlimited. You know, that's really cool. And there's no, that's it, $33 a room, nothing secret, that's it, boom. So, Scott is an attorney, and he wants to comment on that trespass lawsuit. Somehow this woman is suing her neighbor for trespassing, and the neighbor described the situation that each home, this is the way he described it, each home has a 5-foot easement, whatever that means. And then he said that he has, for some reason, part of that easement on her side his neighbors use to get to the basement. So I guess he's renting out the basement, and when they walk down the side of the house, part of that is on her property, and she sued him with a lawsuit for trespass. Anyway, Scott, go ahead.
If it was a condo kind of situation,
yeah, I don't know if it is.
Property, the real estate may be commonly owned, and that's the only other really thing that I was thinking about.
Hey, Scott, what do you think he's talking about when he says each place has 5 feet? What is that? What do you think?
I think the homeowner, I think it is some kind of a condo situation like that, and a townhome situation where the homeowners own the property and the structure jointly, but they grant him 5 feet on his side where he can put plants and stuff. They grant her 5 feet on her side. So,
do you think she can block access?
That doesn't give her any right to exclude him.
Maybe not. That's why he needs.
Here's why I think it's important.
Yeah.
Because this is a sophisticated issue.
Yeah.
She probably brought a lawyer involved.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I don't practice law. I haven't done it for years. But back in the day, a lot of times a lawyer would take a case like this, not check into it, just file the suit and put all the burden on him. But that's why they have Rule 11. You know about that, right?
Go ahead. No, I don't. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Rule 11 is part of the Uniform Code of Civil Procedure, right? So most states have it.
Right, rules of civil procedure, but I don't know offhand what 11 is.
It stops a lawyer from filing frivolous lawsuits.
Oh, okay.
So you send a lawyer a letter, say, hey, here's the facts. You didn't look into it. Because we have an ethical obligation to investigate before we file, and only do it when we have a good argument in facts and law. But
it says here,
don't do that.
Right, it says every pleading, written motion, or other paper must be signed by at least one. I'm looking at Rule 11. Rule 11,
Here's how it works in practice.
Well, okay, it's fine. I understand what you mean. It can't be frivolous, but that's not what I'm reading here for Rule 11. But it doesn't matter. I don't care if it's Rule 10, 11, 9. What you're saying makes sense to me. That if he did it without any kind of reason or forethought or research, it could be considered frivolous. But here's the thing. Here's what we're going to do, Scott. We're going to find out from this guy exactly what that 5 feet is. So he's listening. We need to know. What is it? Are you in a condo? I need to ask a bunch more questions to get a clearer picture. So, Scott, we will follow it up. But I appreciate anything that you said, and we will look into that. Bob has a trespass lawsuit comment. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Tom. Say your homeowner's insurance provides legal defense when someone sues you. So
you know what? You know what? You're right. You're right. It does, doesn't it? For certain lawsuits, and this would be directly. But if they're not suing him, though, she remember now. Listen carefully. She's suing for what he's doing on her property. It's not a liability that he. In other words, it's not like they're suing him for his property.
Give old Jeremy a call at Compass. I'll bet you.
Okay. All right, let's figure it out. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Because I know what you're saying. I thought that was when somebody falls and slips and then they want to sue you and then they defend you. But if someone just sues you, I don't know. Let's find out. Like, you ask Jeremy quickly. That might be. It might be a good point.
I know if it's got a, most likely if it's involved with work, it wouldn't work.
Okay, so remember this. You book before the end of the month, $33 a room.
We had a couple of people say, what number?
Yeah, geez, I ought to do that. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. Is there a way to book through ZeroResDenver.com or not?
There is. Go online.
But how do they get this? How do they get this
and
offer?
Use promo code 33. The number.
Oh, okay,
33.
Cool.
As you're going into booking that, you'll see in blue hyperlink letters.
How much is it normally?
$55 an area.
Oh, wow.
All right, so, yeah, that's
great deal.
Yeah, it is. 303-713-TALK. Joe, welcome, Joe. What's happening? Joe?
Oh, yep, I'm here. I'm sorry.
What's going on, man?
Hey, I've been in the gas industry for a couple of decades.
Okay.
And I'm a customer of Excel's.
Yes.
And I have some acquaintances and buddies that have worked there for a number of years.
And what's going on?
Well, there was that large electric and gas outage up in the mountains a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
It affected, Summit County.
Yeah.
Some of the ski resorts along those lines. Well, initially, Excel said there was a possible gas leak.
So what's going on? What do you have to add?
There was no gas leak. That's the word on the street.
Okay, so what's the big deal, though? And I don't mean it like Joe. I don't care what you're saying. What I mean is this: who cares what the reason was for the outage? Who cares if it's now no longer there? The reason, you know what I'm saying?
The loss of income and the damage to frozen.
Okay, so what you're saying is they are trying to cover their asses by saying it was a leak.
Yeah.
But what was the real reason for the outage? Hold on. If you really know, that's what really counts. Was it something people could go after the energy company for? Because I'm not sure they can go after them for anything. And Jeremy has an answer to lawsuits. When does your homeowners protect you?
This report is sponsored
by Blue Union.
How long is this break?
High City Free, 4 minutes. And we've got a flex event in 30 seconds. But I can put it.
No, I want it now.
Just watch out.
And then I'm going to run.
Up in the high country, just got word of trash and logs.
This guy's a lion.
McCabe?
Who is it?
McCabe?
Oh, you really think so? I think he's a credible son of a bitch.
You should be in much better shape on the drive.
I picked him just like that Justin Smollett.
Snow showers for the rest of the
You
day.
did pick him early.
I know,
You did, man. Before anybody was saying it, I'll give you that.
Well, and the rope is what really did. He let
Well,
the
you
rope,
said he was holding the fucking Subway sandwich.
but the rope he had it on till the cops came an hour after they.
Who almost gets lynched and doesn't drop their Subway sandwich?
Oh, this other dude, and some of the representatives and a lot of Hollywood
On lawsuits,
Yeah, he's
all right,
crap.
Flexident of Colorado.com. That'll save you a lot of money in body work. They do paintless dent repair. You know, most hail dings and little parking lot dings and all of that, most of them, they don't have paint damage, and you can get them done cheaply by Flexident of Colorado.com. And they do a great job. It's like it was never there, and they don't report to Carfax. They give $500 discounts for big jobs for Martino listeners. Flexident of Colorado.com, 303-619-6273. No wait, 303-619-6273.
Francis told me that my prescription would cost $89.
And you think the guy who invented accidents, you know, that put a patent in that?
No.
Because it's a procedure?
They could patent the actual tools. That would have been possible.
Okay, yeah, the tools.
A tool that was designed to work the dents out of a vehicle. But no, they're not going to be able to patent the act of fixing a vehicle.
GoodRx
But through that massage technique and stuff, or the, man, can you imagine that patent if you could? Oh, literally, that
last year, GoodRx saved Americans over $2 billion.
Well, it's like the pet rock, wasn't that the big one that they, you know, they held the patent for whatever on a rock? That's a pet.
Too much for your prescription.
Really?
I think so.
And save up to 80%.
How do you? It's like, how do you patent a rock? You don't, but you
How do you
can patent
patent
the
an
idea.
idea? Like the joke? I'm patenting that joke. It's not a joke, it's a bet.
That is about as good as the patent on a rock.
Nobody beats buy and build for below wholesale.
You go down to New Orleans and see if you get by and watch that guy follow you.
All interior
Did you get his money back?
Give them a call or go see them. 303-295.
So there was a guy that we played on here.
It's a big, ugly
he went down New Orleans, and he got played on there, and he just walked away and said, hey, I even told you how to get out of it.
Buy and build beats big box prices every day. Buy and build, 4800 Washington Street, 303-295-6022. I grew up
For another free carpet, I can tell you how to get out of it.
to remind veterans that it's time to take advantage.
You don't have any free carpet still.
Huh?
There's no free carpet still.
I thank you.
Free carpet cleaning.
I know.
Mark, we're back, and I'm going to have Tom's on back. It's safe.
Hey, your brother said
When it comes to
yeah.
owning a home on the land you once defended.
He said,
Using your VA
he
benefits.
said as long as you call him the good-looking one. And I can see he is.
He is a handsome fellow. He's 6 years older than I am.
That is a lot of free carpet.
You know, he said something about, and you can tell us who's younger.
Yeah, everyone. I'm older. He's 6 years older than I am.
He's older than you? Holy shit, you've got more of a baby face. But he doesn't shave.
What the hell happened to you? No, I'm kidding.
Were you on that 600-pound show?
My 600-pound life? No, he's got me like 6 years. He's just, right, when you go bald, that doesn't help.
He's had a full head of hair now.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, but he's got a full head. I'm the bald one.
I wonder why that happens, honest to God.
Stress?
Is it stress?
I think so.
I remember my mother used to say, oh, it skips a generation.
I don't think it has anything to do with
how I
that.
treated Larry several times. I can't believe the way you treated Larry. What are they talking about?
Who said that?
I know some guy or
You
listener.
didn't like Larry.
Who's Larry? Hi, I'm Tom Martino. You're
Troubleshooter. Listen, we're going to find out. We're going to find out about this mountain outage and what the. Oh, yeah, he's still there. Okay, Joe. But Jeremy, I want to ask you first. Jeremy, one guy says, "Hey, I was sued for trespass because part of my easement, my neighbors are using part of my easement, but walk over on the neighbor's property as well. My tenants who are renting the basement. So I want to know." Oh, some guy said, hey, when you're sued, your homeowners defend you. So I want to know under what circumstances does a homeowner's policy defend you?
Sure. So it's not going to defend you typically for criminal acts.
Okay. All right.
It's
like a DUI.
Well, see, that's the trick, though. A lot of times, if you get a DUI, it usually does. That's what makes that one.
Mark,
tricky.
I never even.
Why? Why does it? What's the logic?
You know, so if I'm driving, I'm drunk.
I wonder if Joe Lazara knows that. Our attorney.
Oh, you mean like if the guy's drunk and drives through like your house, it might cover that?
No.
Well, no.
Are you saying it covers the legal defense?
Like if you're popped.
No. It doesn't cover anything criminal. It would cover if let's say I hurt you, Mark, in an accident, and you sued me,
wow,
that would be more civil.
I did not know that.
It's not going to help any defense for my criminal case on the DUI.
Okay, but what if if I run through somebody's fence with my car?
It would typically cover the property damage you caused.
But wouldn't my car's property damage cover that? My car's like...
Oh, yeah, no, I'm saying on your auto. I'm sorry.
Here's what we're talking about. We're only talking about homeowners. When would homeowners protect you, period, in a lawsuit?
It would cover you typically if the act was unintentional. So that's the big one, is intentional or unintentional.
Okay, so if again, if I hurt somebody with my DUI accident, that's my car insurance, right?
That's car insurance.
All right, so now let's talk about homeowners. My neighbor sues me because my kids are trespassing on her property, or my tenants are trespassing on her property while they're going into my backyard.
And it's a civil lawsuit, correct?
Right. Well, yeah, I don't know. What is trespass?
See, but that's what makes the question so hard, because if he's getting sued criminally, and your homeowners is never going to walk you through the criminal proceeding.
It's a civil.
Okay. In a civil, I mean, especially if he can make a case where, he wasn't intentionally doing it, I think it's worth a talk with his agent and that company to see, because there's a bit of gray. But really, it's easier to almost say what isn't. If he was like purposely stalking someone or something.
Well, I heard of a neighbor. I've heard of neighbors getting in a fight where the guy punched his neighbor, and his homeowners covered that guy's medical.
I've said this story before.
So hold on. That was intentional. He punched his neighbor in the face, and his homeowners, the puncher's homeowners, protected the guy who got punched in the face. It covered his medical bills.
But is he defending himself?
I don't know.
That's where it gets slippery, right? Because if you say, "Well, I did this in self-defense,"
okay. So in this case, the neighbor is suing for a civil case for trespass. You're using part of my easement instead of yours.
It's hard to say without some more details. I would say I would think it might be, and it's certainly worth, if he's getting sued for a decent dollar amount and wants that coverage, it's worth filing it. I'm sure the insurance company is going to need some more details to make a case, but I wouldn't say no.
George, what's your comment? I want to know if it involves insurance. I'll keep Jeremy. If not, go ahead.
It wasn't so much on the insurance, but I was just going to point out a few years ago, you might remember the case in Boulder.
Yeah, that was
where the city council guy sued.
That was adverse possession.
From a guy.
Adverse possession, right?
Yeah, and so maybe that lady is thinking she doesn't want these people on her property to protect her for that same thing.
You know what? That's a very good point, George. That's probably what she's afraid of, something like that. Now, I want to go back. Oh, the guy hung up. The guy who's going to tell us the real reason for the gas outage in the mountains. They gave a bogus reason, he said. He was in the gas business for 50 years. And he said, they said there was a gas outage due to a leak. And he was going to tell us the real reason. Because he said word on the street, as he put it, it wasn't a leak. And therefore, they're trying to cover their ass.
Did he allude to what it was?
Here's what I think. Well, here's what I think. I don't think anyone cares really what the reason was, but he said, well, if it was negligence or something, perhaps the people who got stuff ruined by a stoppage of gas would have a case. So, if he calls back, fine. Listen, I want to give out this thing again. This is important. If you make your appointment and have it done, they'll open up a slot for you before the end of the month. Tell them about it, Shane, for zero res.
$33 a room.
Period.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
That's right. An area, right? Stairs, we treat a little differently.
Right, no stairs.
Doesn't include pet treatments, right? But $33 a room to get it cleaned and sanitized with zero res technology. Book it, complete it by the end of the month.
Yeah.
$33 a
303-471-5150.
That's right.
303-471-5150. Now, what does Ray need? Ray. Oh, I'm sorry, Ray, we're running out of time. You want to know how to dissolve a nonprofit, Ray?
Yes, Tom. I'm just looking for the...
Here's what I want to know. Does it have any money in it?
Yes, it does.
All right. And what was the purpose of the nonprofit?
It's a church.
All right, you hold on, and we're going to get you back tomorrow and get an answer from Eric Reinemer from Atlas CPAs and and financial advisors. Remember, folks, referralist.com. Save all your problems for me. Let's think about custom.
Hey,
thank you, man.
Good job, Chris and Dan, who used to be on the show. A guy sent in stuff. Whatever happened to Chris and Dan?
Well, they're still on, but separately. They're on separately. In other words, Chris DeCafer and Dan Kaplan.
That's who they're talking about here?
Yeah, I think Chris.
Get that crap out of here. That was pretty good.
You started them too, huh?
I started Dan.
Okay.
What I started Dan out in radio many years ago. That's not what he's talking about.
So it says, Tom, what happened to Chris and Dan from the early 2000s?
Oh, wait. They might be thinking about somebody else, Chris and Dan. I have no idea. I thought they were talking about the show.
No idea.
No, I don't know what I'm sorry.
Were they on TV with you at all? Did you have a Dan that was your camera guy? No.
Good to see
you. I don't know. I'll call you for free carpet.
Thank you, man.
Actually, I'm going to sell my screen.
You're going to sell.
So just give me the cash from the.
But I'm not going to do the $33. It's going to be $50.
No, I want the full-blown vote. Pet treatment.
Everything's
I wish
going
we
great.
could get to your place, but stairs. You're up on a high rise.
No, but I'm going to be moving.
Oh, you are?
Okay, let's go.
Oh, and then,
Hey, listen, this is what we'll do. You move to a home, and they're going to donate their areas to yours for free. We'll do that.
You have done my house before in Bonnie, right?
Okay.